And you still look young and vibrant, and I'm just like this grey-haired old man now, telling
Oh,
stories, yelling at people who go on my front lawn, all that kind of stuff.
yeah, doll. But I did pay for this, so you know.
It was worth every cent. You look
Yeah,
amazing.
thank
Good
you.
on you. Oh my goodness. It's so funny, right? Meeting people from like different years than what I was in. You seem like celebrities to me. And it's like,
Really?
yeah, yeah. And then when it's like someone from my year, I'm like, oh yeah, that's just Thomas. That's just Suze. Yeah, yeah, she's cool, whatever. And I meet someone from another year, it's like, oh my God, it's someone I used to watch on telly. Oh my God.
Right? I
And
think, yeah, it's like that for me too. Absolutely.
did you when you left the house in 2005, did you hang out with other reality people? Like we bumped into a lot of people from The Biggest Loser. Actually, it probably wasn't on in 2005.
No, it wasn't on. It was
Australian
I
Idol?
think it was a couple of years after or a year after or so. But
Yeah.
honestly, Jamie, I didn't hang out with many people. I was not going through a very good time after the house. I struggled mentally a lot.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like in the house, you were from an outside perspective,
Yep.
bursting with confidence,
Wow.
saying everything. And I was, no, I'm gonna say, I was shocked to hear that you held back, that you've said that you held back in there, because to me, it seemed like you went 100%. I can't believe that you
Yeah,
held stuff back,
I
that
did.
wasn't 100% you.
No, it wasn't. No, that was me trying to navigate my way through what are people going to think? Should I say that? Should I not say that? Okay, tone it down, tone it down. That was toned down.
Why did you feel the need to tone it down?
I think that most of the housemates didn't like me. It was very obvious to me. And especially the dudes, they were constantly on my back. Oh, just stop it, Vez. Shut up. Don't do that. Don't say that. It was always tone it down, be smaller, be smaller. And I've been used to that my entire life. So, and that's what I kind of did to an extent. Like I wasn't going to completely shut down, but yeah, I did tone it down a little bit for sure. Had I known that how popular I was, I would have really arced up a lot more at Big Brother, 100%.
See, it would have been an advantage for us if we had have had the theme park rides going over the top of the house with people yelling out stuff. That would have
Yep.
been awesome.
How amazing would that have been?
Oh,
But,
I would
but
have
could
loved
it
that.
have been, would you have been distracted from the game then, if that was the case?
Well, I could see from the backyard there was
Yeah.
that one huge ride. I don't know if you could see it. They went to the top and then it dropped them down
Oh, that
really
shit, right?
quick.
I hated
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, oh God, I got to tell you about that ride. But,
Yeah.
um, but I could see that from the backyard. Could you
Yeah,
see
right.
that? Did you see
No.
any rides? No.
No,
Okay.
we didn't couldn't see anything, no.
Okay, it must have been just our year
Mm,
thing, but it was so far in the distance that even if anyone yelled anything on it or made a hand signal or something, I wouldn't have seen or heard them
yeah.
anyway. One night I recall I was sitting out in the backyard there, and it was Thomas and I chilling out in the spa, and there was some sort of music festival on or some concert,
Okay.
and so we're just sitting out there chilling, listening to. I don't know, it was new country or something, but it
Really?
was nice to hear music at one point.
Wow. Yeah.
We're like, we'd better not mention it too much. you
Yeah.
know.
But is Dreamworld still open now? I've got no idea.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, Dreamworld's still
Oh,
open. Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Oh, okay. Because I thought they had that accident, they closed it down or something. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a horrible time. That was a bit
Terrible.
after
Mm.
I think they've shut that ride down and that part of it. I'm sure
Mm.
that Dreamworld is still up
Yeah.
there. The old house is gone, the old Big Brother house. It
Yeah.
was sad to see that. Did you ever see those videos of it just being like trashed and vandalized
Dismantled.
and
Yeah. So did they film last year's Big Brother in Sydney? No, it was actually, no, it was in
was it?
Queensland still because of the rides. But
Yeah, it
why
was in
did they
Queensland.
dismantle it though? Because I was listening to someone talk about them building a house in Sydney.
Okay.
Did you hear that rumor?
I heard a rumor about different locations
Yeah.
prior to the series in 2025.
Yeah, right.
But I didn't hear anything concrete. And then when they built it, right, how much of a shock that it didn't have a bloody ceiling.
Why do you think they did that? It was, I don't know, I didn't like it at all.
I think it was for lighting, is what I hear. That for technical requirements, it was better.
Wow.
And well, they could have like spotlights and highlights and more consistent lighting through the house, because like a normal house would have some shadows, as I've probably got behind on the
Okay.
walls and stuff
Yep.
like that,
Yep.
and you could eliminate all of that and make it look more consistent and more like a TV set, which
Yeah.
which
I
I
don't know.
don't think should be the aim, right?
You think it should or it shouldn't be the
I think
aim?
it shouldn't be.
No,
No.
definitely. I agree with you. Definitely not. And the exposed cameras, absolutely not. That would have
Mm.
thrown me.
Yeah, the exposed cameras did throw us a bit. Like
Yeah.
in my year, there was only a couple of them, same as your year. But there's
Yeah.
footage of you like out in the backyard looking at that one big exposed camera,
Yes.
just looking up at it like,
Yes. When I was angry,
yeah, yeah. I
was
was
I
watching
angry?
it. I
Yeah.
think you were angry at that stage. You were, yeah. It's like you were in the middle of a task, I think, and something made you shitty. I don't know.
I
Oh,
was
you look back at the stuff that we got angry about. It's just so wild. They even I remember the producer saying before we went in, they're like, the biggest argument you'll have will be over something dumb. And I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. And then we get in there and we had a massive house argument over Starburst in the porridge.
right.
All the Starburst lollies got used. But what people don't understand about the house,
Yeah.
and I reckon you'll agree with me on this,
Yeah.
Vesna, is that you little things like the Starburst lollies are a massive deal to not get shared out equally or used in a good way for the group, because those things are so precious and rare, right?
Of course, of course. It's like when you're confined, if you could imagine going to prison, food is everything, right? It's that one thing that you can get some joy from, hence the weight gain. So that's just the way it
I
is.
lost weight in the house.
Did
I did
you?
great. Yeah.
All dudes lost, but that's the thing though, Jamie. I noticed all dudes lost weight in the house, and a lot of girls like stacked it. I mean, when I say stacked, I'm talking about 5 or so kilos. But I think, obviously males, females, stress plays a major role in fat loss, fat gain. So,
Well, that's interesting because
mm,
I think that I lost weight because we were our theme of our year was like an environmentally friendly type of thing, right? So we were on a mostly vegan diet, and
really,
most of it tasted like ass. So
really, but like,
I
what
didn't
sort
eat
of
that
food
much.
did you eat?
Soy yogurt,
Love,
and tofu. It was the first time in my life I'd ever eaten tofu. I'd never
love
had it
tofu.
before, and
Wow.
I've grown to like it since then.
Yeah,
I
love. I
actually
love
eat it
it.
by choice now.
Yes, love it.
Grosses
But
my
did you
wife
guys
out.
have vegetables and fruits and things like that?
We had the frozen veggies.
Okay.
We had tins of prunes. They were in the staples. We often
Need the
reverted back to staples. Need the prunes. The prunes were dangerous when we were low on toilet paper, right?
right?
Like, how tight is Big Brother with toilet paper? What's the deal?
I don't know. The scarcity. They just throw everything at you to try and break you, don't they? They just go,
Yep.
just
Yep.
throwing shit at you, just like, yeah, break.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One time we went in there and begged for toilet paper, or someone else, and Big Brother's like, okay, but you've got to replace everything chocolate in the house. You've got to bring it in and drop it off in the diary room. So we had to sacrifice all of our chocolate so that we could have toilet paper. And yeah.
The necessities. You sacrifice necessities, right? For necessities.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I remember I've got it's burned into my memory of you walking out of the diary room with a couple of bottles of wine and some Tim Tams. Did you manage to score some extra treats for the household?
I did. I think I had to, Big Brother gave me a task, and he said that I had to cook dinner and invite the boys that were in the rewards room, Tim and Greg, make them eat the dinner that I cooked, which was staple dinner, and then carry a conversation throughout the dinner. Now, I thought he meant don't stop talking. So I was talking the whole time. That's what I thought.
It's just you. Is there a difference?
Marginally different. But, yeah, so I was talking and talking and talking, and He said, if you pass a task, I'll give you some treats. And that's what he gave us, chocolate and maybe some wine or something. I can't remember. But
Yeah.
yeah, he didn't give me many tasks, Big Brother, to do. I don't know why. He probably thought, yeah, she's going to fail every one of them. She's going to get angry. I don't know.
That makes great TV. Like
I know.
the, you know, and the talk about the rewards room. You never saw the inside of it, right?
No, I did. Tim
You
took me
did.
in
Oh,
because he
did Tim
probably
take
felt
you in?
sorry for me. Just, yeah, I only saw it once.
Oh, okay. You never won a Friday night games.
God, Don, no, of course not.
I won one. Just
Oh, did you? Did you
thanks very
just?
much. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
I had the trophy up until a few years ago. Then I think it's gotten misplaced in a move somewhere. I might have lost it, and that
Oh,
makes me sad. But
of course.
it was amazing to win one. We got through all these rounds, and then we got up to the final round, and then Big Brother in that little holding room said
Yeah.
like, the final round is a quiz, and everyone's like, oh, Jamie's got this,
Oh, of
and then
course you do. Did you
that was
like
my
the
whole
Friday
thing.
night games?
I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I know
Did you
you did. You
really?
hated it. I
Look, Jamie,
know.
I'll tell you why, because I'm very concerned with safety. And looking back and thinking about the games, I was thinking to myself, are these games actually safe? Has anyone actually gone through that? And I think I mentioned at one time to one of the housemates, is this safe for us to do? I don't know. I don't kind of think it's safe. So I was always worried about getting injured or breaking a nail or, that sort of stuff. Not only that, though, I felt like I was a monkey in a zoo performing for everyone because we knew we were going to be on TV, right? So,
Well, yeah, it felt more evident throughout Friday night games.
exactly. So I'm just like, fuck this shit. We're like monkeys and people are watching us like in a zoo. And
People
that's
are
what
doing that all week, Vesna.
exactly. But Friday night games was very evident. It was like you get dressed up, you run out, oh, this performance. It was performative. I don't like that performative crap. I was just leave
Okay.
me alone to do my stuff, just let me live. And I found a lot of the times Big Brother would constantly harass me, over the speaker, Vesna, come to the diary room and ask me these questions. And I'm just like, what do you want from me? He was just like, leave me alone.
It's just like poker. She'll go off. This will be good. This will be
Constantly,
good.
constantly, yeah. And I remember one time, it's etched in my memory. I fell asleep on the couch under the bright spotlights, as you do. And we had a bowling alley. Did you remember the bowling alley that we had?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
I've got a vague
behind a
memory of that.
wall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he opened up the bowling alley and everyone else is bowling. I think there was only like 6 of us in the house at that point or 5. And I was asleep. And then I hear on the speaker, Vesna, it's time to bowl. I'm like, what? And I marched in and said, I'm not doing that. I'm not bowling. Why would you wake me up to bowl? It's time to bowl. Are you serious?
This is my life now. A voice in the sky tells me to go bowling, so I do it.
What the
Right?
hell? I was just like, this is the last straw. I've had enough of this. Like, just let us be.
Vesna, you had a heap of last straws. How was it whenever the hot water came on? You'd be like, now? What? And then it's like the hot water is now off, and you're like, no. You were so argumentative to Big Brother. Weren't you afraid of him?
No, I'm telling you, like I said, I held a lot in. Like I was ready to fight. I was very argumentative at that point in my life. I think for things like hot water and food and just leave me alone sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm going to be like that still. I'm still like that. But I think back then I was really, how old was I? 27, I think. Coming into myself, just realizing who I was. And then I get into the house and I'm surrounded by all these people and, it was just like on like Donkey Kong with everyone, especially the men, especially the boys, sorry, not the men.
Right. So, okay, what was going on in your life like prior to entering the house?
Okay, so I don't know if you've gone through my Instagram. Maybe you haven't.
I have.
You have? Okay. So I
I'm a stalker.
You were stalker. Okay, that's good. Love stalkers. I don't hold back about my childhood and where I've come from. So in my late 20s, I was just discovering how traumatizing my life actually was and my childhood. And I hadn't dealt with a lot of stuff that had happened in my childhood. So then you get thrown into this pressure cooker and all of your childhood, all the triggers just come up. Everything just comes up. And at that point in my life, I remember reading this psychology, what's it called, Jamie? Memory. Damn it. The thing that we had to fill out.
The psychological profile that we had to do?
Yeah, the profile. Afterwards, I had read it
test.
after I got out. Sorry?
The psych test, well, I guess.
That
however
thing.
You want to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. I read it, and it basically, she just said that, Vesna is coming into herself. She's discovering who she is. And I'm like, that's true. That's what was happening for me. And this is why you saw all these outbursts. I was getting triggered left, right, and center. And Big Brother knew that.
Yeah, that was my next question. Do you think that they did that to you to get that reaction out of you because your reactions were so explosive?
Well, I don't think in my mind, I thought everything was about me. I don't think he purposefully, the tasks especially, I don't think he organised them around me, but he knew those tasks would really trigger me. And I did say to him, I think in, I don't know, one time I went in the diary room and said, what are you doing? Are you trying to just, I feel like all these tasks are about me, like you're trying to trigger me, you're trying to just get to me. And he just said, Vesna, not everything is about you. And I went, okay, well, all right, feels like it is.
2005, in a way, was the Vesna show. You were, you're one of the most, you're one of the most memorable housemates. You stand out in people's memories, and I think I even said to you earlier, I said my wife was so excited that I'm going to be talking to you. She's like, "Oh my God, you're going to be talking to Vesna," and I'm like, "I was in there too." No.
What about me?
No one cares about me. And so you're working in your own business before you go. You've got your own hairdressing place. Yes. Why do we have a hairdresser every single year?
Because people need their hair done.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a stupid question.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, 3 months with no haircut, could you imagine? Especially dudes that have their hair cut every 2 or 3 weeks. That's all I did for the dudes, cut their hair every 2-3 weeks.
Right. So that, when you think about it, that's got to be a good strategy. Be a hairdresser is step one, and then you've already got a massive advantage over the other people.
Absolutely, because no one wants you out because they need their hair done. I'm pretty sure people were thinking, oh, especially the guys, we can't evict her. No, we need our hair done. I'm pretty sure they put up with my crap for that reason.
Yeah, I think when I was in there, I was always lost. I'm like, what do I contribute here to the group? I don't think I contributed much. And I think, like you, I kind of felt on the outer with most of the housemates. But Australia seemed to like me and save me. And it was that was such a warm feeling when I was up for eviction and you get saved. Oh.
Why were you up for eviction though? What were the reasons?
I think it was normally oh, he's too quiet, he's too boring, he takes it too seriously, he's analysing everything instead of just going with it and enjoying it and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's my way of enjoying the house. So you get stuffed, I'll enjoy it how I want.
Exactly. I thought you were very interesting.
Oh, thank you.
You were very interesting to watch.
But yeah, it was that feeling, that was a really validating feeling whenever Australia saved you. And I remember thinking to myself at the time, so many people spent, 75 cents or whatever it was per SMS to go in and save me.
Yes.
And that's their money. And that's love. That's really acceptance.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
How many times do you get saved? A bunch?
Every single time except by the housemates or just by the public?
By the public. How many times were you up for eviction?
Every week.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I was saved every week except for the second last night, which was before the finale.
That's it. You had a strange relationship with Tim, right? And no, and it seemed to be.
I want to know how you saw it though, Jamie. How did you see it?
See, there was a lot of mixed signals going on. So you're having a lot of digs at each other and you're having a lot of goes at each other. And some of it was kind of nasty and personal, but it was always done in this joking kind of subtext. And I'm like, I don't know if these two hate each other or are just like a brother and sister and friends having a go at each other, and just sometimes it crosses a line. And then at one point when Tim said something about like maybe deep down I'm in love with you or something like that, you were just like, no. So I mean, how that's how it looked to me. How was it from your perspective? How's your relationship with Tim in the house, and I guess post house even?
I think with Tim, we kind of got close towards the end because we both had made it all the way through. Now, you're not talking about hot dogs, are you?
No.
Okay, good. So, okay. Because I was thinking for a second there, oh, he's mistaken it for hot dogs. No, okay, amazing. I loved
Tim
my
Bernero.
relationship with Tim. I loved it.
Okay.
Tim is such an extraordinary man. He's so intelligent. He's so self-aware. He, now when I think back, is the sort of person that I wanted to be back then. I wanted to be Tim. It probably didn't come across that way, but I found him just so interesting to speak to. And we kept in contact for years after that. Even up until 2019, we kept in contact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'd spoken on the phone, and I would love to see that man again. He's just so interesting, so interesting.
He is, and he's found his place in the world doing ABC radio last time I spoke with him.
I love that for him.
That's perfect for him. And I get the sense, and maybe I'm wrong here, Tim, if you're listening, but maybe I'm wrong. I feel like he wants to leave the Big Brother stuff behind in his past.
Really?
I don't know. It's the impression I get. Maybe I'm wrong. But
like what makes you think or say that?
I think now, being an ABC guy, it's like a more serious, formal type of role, and that he wants to be known for that and his skill and his intellect, as opposed to someone who was in a house once for 3 months.
I can see why. Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe I'm wrong. I'm not talking smack about Tim. I've got nothing bad to say about him, actually. I went on his podcast not long after I was evicted, and even like kept in contact with him too. Like, I thought he was a good guy, and he was the me of 2005. I was the him of 2007.
You so were, absolutely.
There's always one nerd in the house.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
That's it. Like, I took the approach of kind of dismantling the show, because I'd applied like 3 times, and each time I got a bit further, and I kind of looked at it and I'm like, what am I doing, not doing here? And then I'm like, okay, every year there's a nerdy character and I can be that. And that's one aspect of my personality. So it's not fake, it's completely authentic, but I presented that 2-dimensional view of just like, okay, I'm the nerdy guy this year, and the producers ate it up and put me in there. Once I gave them that, obviously there's much more to me. I'm a multi-layered kind of person, but
of course,
that was my way of getting into the house. How many times had you applied?
Just the once.
Really?
I think our year was in person, and I had gone to the auditions about 4 p.m. and there was this massive just line, and there were people everywhere, and I just thought, you know what, I'll just go, I'll see what happens. And I went and I just breezed through every stage, breezed through it. And I remember someone saying, one of the producers saying, we like you. Yeah, we like you. We don't know why we like you, but yeah, we like you. And I'm just like, okay, that's interesting.
I think that's a compliment.
Yeah, I was like, okay. And then as the auditions, as the rounds started progressing, I just kept on going. I just flew through the auditions every single time. And one audition I specifically remember, they told us, those they tell you, oh, now you need to act like a dog or a cat or a tree. Those sorts of things they make you do.
Yeah, the early stuff on the stage.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm not getting on all fours. Absolutely not. And I think that's what made me stand out, because I was just defiant. Not doing that. Not doing that. No, I don't care about that. And I think that worked for me.
Yeah, I was so compliant.
No.
Maybe that was what they liked about me. They're like, oh, this guy will do whatever. So
yeah,
it was like they were like on stage at one time. They're like, okay, everyone pretend like you're having sex with each other. It was just like, okay,
I was like, nah,
I guess that's what we're doing. I was just like,
no.
and that was, I don't know. Yeah. So there you go. That might have been just what ticked a box for you. It's interesting that you could go against what they say and that would work for you.
Yeah, and that was a big risk, but I was not prepared to do things that I didn't want to do just to get on a show. I think I just had too much pride and like, I am not doing that. If that means I don't get on the show, I don't care, but I'm definitely not doing that. And I think I really stood my ground, and just, nah, not doing it. And I guess it worked. But I think,
I was a semi-employed actor in between gigs going,
oh,
I'll do whatever it takes. If I have to
yeah.
sleep with someone, I'll do it. I don't care at this
I
point.
mean, now
I'm
it's a different
desperate.
story.
Yeah.
It's very competitive now. I mean, I'll do a little bit more now. Let's face it.
Good to know it's on the table. What were you saying before I cut you off, though? Sorry, I jumped in
No,
there.
that's okay. That's okay. I remember, I think Chris Noble was your producer also, correct?
Yeah.
And I remember on eviction night when I came, you come down the buggy and I'm just about to go down that ramp. Whoa, that was amazing. But prior to that, Chris Noble was standing at the start of the ramp and he's just like, oh my God, in tears. He's crying. And I'm like, what's going on here? Because you've got no idea what's going on, right? I'm like,
No.
oh my God, what's going on? It's like, I just didn't think you were going to be that good. Like, I was just being me. I don't know. I don't know. What am I doing? I had no idea what was going on. And he's just crying, saying, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe how good you are. I'm like, dude, that wasn't in my mind. I'm like, dude, that wasn't an act. That was real.
Yeah, well, I don't think that you can. I don't think you can convincingly put on an act in there and keep it up.
Absolutely
That's
not.
the thing. Like, I got accused of being fake and like, oh, he's playing the nerd and blah blah blah. And it's like, no, look, I was playing up to that archetype
Yes. Yes.
at times, but the rest of all of it was authentically me. It was
Yes.
still me, and you can't keep up an act that long. I
No,
just don't think that
absolutely
anyone.
not. Absolutely not. Maybe a week or so you could, but even then, like, no, I don't believe like you can keep up an act. I definitely couldn't. But you definitely are aware of the cameras. Would you agree with that? You're aware of the cameras? Because a lot of contestants say, oh, you forget about the cameras. I never forgot about the cameras.
I'm surprised to hear you say that actually, because I've
Really?
never not heard anyone else ever say that. And I've
What, that
talked to a lot of
they
ex-housemates.
forget about the cameras?
Yeah, we all forget about the cameras because the
I
cameras are
didn't.
there on you 24/7, and it's that
Mm-hmm.
whole like continual perception thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're there all the time, you just don't notice them. You're blind to them. That's what I found, and I don't know how you maintained that because I would forget they were there, and then say you'd go outside in the backyard and you look up and you see that massive one camera that's
Mm-hmm.
outside follows you, and you go,
Mm-hmm.
"That's right, I'm on telly. Whoops, I forgot." Or a cameraman in the runs would stuff up and like hit the camera against the
Yeah.
glass, or not shut a curtain quick enough, and you'd spot someone, and it'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm on telly," and then I would have that moment of, "Oh my God, I just picked my nose and farted. I can't believe I did
Yeah.
that. I'm on telly."
See, for me, Jamie, it comes down to my childhood. I was very hyper vigilant in my childhood, so I noticed everything and everyone around me because I had to. That's just how I grew up. So going into the house, I was hyper vigilant around everyone and everything around me. It came to a point in my head, I had to make a decision. I said to myself, now, girl, if you continue being stressed out about the cameras, how are you going to survive in here? If you continue to think, oh, fuck, oh, shit, oh, no, oh, no, how are you going to survive? So I made a conscious decision that I was just, and I just remember it still. I said to myself, just do what you're going to do. And then the consequences, just deal with them later. It is what it is. And that's it. And that's how I got through it. I just accepted that there are cameras here. This environment is so unnatural. I could hear the buzzing of the cameras. I was very light sensitive. The lights were so much for me. When the cameras would move, I could hear them. It was just so much for me. But I had to just make that decision that if I'm going to pick my nose, fart, or do whatever, then I have to deal with that when I get out of the house. And it's embarrassing. Yes, it is, but it is what it is. And that's when I started to just relax and let go. But I never
Hmm.
forgot about the cameras. I was too aware of my surroundings.
Okay. I'm
Interesting, isn't it?
yeah, that's a pretty unique kind of experience. And
Mhm.
I had a similar childhood to yours, I think, where I needed to be hyper vigilant and had to
Mhm.
watch out for danger, and it wasn't the best childhood. And but still I forgot about the cameras because I was just so overstimulated by all these people and they were so loud, and there was things that it was really hard for me to talk in there because I was always taught you don't talk over other people, that's rude, and I had
Mm.
great difficulty getting a word in because I couldn't fight that nature.
Really? See, I was constantly my fight. My survival strategy was constantly fighting with people. So in my life, I would be just constantly fighting, fighting, fighting. So when I got into the house, that's how I survived, where I just fought people off constantly, so
Did that work against you? Because I think that when people have disputes or arguments in the house,
yeah.
that's normally the death knell for them. They're normally evicted not long after.
Mm.
What was different about you that that didn't happen?
I don't know, Jamie. You tell me, because I had so many arguments with people in the house, mainly the dudes, and I just never got evicted, and I don't know why. Perhaps because maybe the public could see, yeah, this girl's not quite right, but we love watching her.
No one thought you were not right.
Well, I don't know.
Just
I
thought
don't know.
my
There have been comments online when someone has posted like an article of me, and this is like recently. People have said, "Oh, she wasn't very she has no self awareness. She's this, she's that," and they were completely right on YouTube. Actually, I remember because I responded to them and I said, "You're correct. I had no self awareness. I had no this. I had no that. That's why you found me entertaining.
hmm.
I own it."
Is it lack of self awareness or lack of a filter and just a radical authenticity? That would be the positive way to look at it, right?
I mean, I don't want to mix or mince my words, but no, I was just totally, I had compassion and I had that empathy for people, but I wasn't quite there yet where I was like, yes, she's self-aware and she gets it. And, she's totally owning her behavior and she's responsible. I thought my behavior was your fault because you were antagonizing me. So that was your responsibility not to antagonize me.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was my mentality in
It's a
the
very
house.
egocentric kind of view.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I own it. That's who I was. But you guys thought it was entertaining. And I'm trying to tell everyone that, dude, like I was the way I was because I was suffering in there. I couldn't handle my emotions and everyone else was bearing the brunt of my emotions.
Is that necessarily something wrong with you or you not being right? Or is that
No,
just
I don't. Look, when I look back at it, I don't look at myself as there was something wrong with you. I look at it, I just didn't have that self-awareness to really use my executive functioning in the brain, which this is what I do now. I was totally my survival part of the brain, and everything was a threat around me. Everyone was a threat. Big Brother was a threat. And that's what you guys saw. You guys saw me feeling threatened in my environment. And that's how yeah. But then when I felt safe around people, i.e., Tim made me feel extremely safe emotionally because he held space for me all the time. I could come out. I was more relaxed around Tim and certain people and hot dogs and maybe a little bit Christy. But a few of the boys, they held no space for me. There was no patience for me whatsoever, which is fine. That's fine. And I didn't feel safe around them. And that's when you saw that volatile personality come out.
yeah, I don't think Dean was one of your favorite people.
He was an, am I allowed to swear?
No, go for it. Yeah, go
He was an
nuts.
absolute asshole.
Hmm.
But though, Jamie, when I look back at footage, he had so many good points. He would pull me up and say, Vets, that's not my responsibility how you feel. And in my mind, I'm like, yes, it is. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be saying XYZ or doing XYZ to make me feel like that. I mean, what the hell?
Well, he wasn't very gentle with you about it.
No, he wasn't. I feel like Dean had this role that he felt he needed to play in the house, and he was very alpha male, and he felt like he owned. It felt like it was Dean's house, not Big Brother's house. It was Dean's house. You should have seen the other dudes just ponder about him. Oh, Dean. It was like, I'm thinking, what do they want from this dude? Like, who is he? And he just didn't like the fact that I wasn't. I mean, I found him. I thought he was hot, but that was the desperation in me, kicking in later in the program. But we'll get to that another time. But yeah, he was very alpha, very alpha. And I guess I was an alpha female, and we just butt heads all the time.
So you're saying like post house, you're let go of those negative feelings you had about him?
Now I see where he's coming from. Absolutely. Back then, no.
Is there anyone in the house that you like don't see where they were coming from?
The twins.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I understand it was a game. I get all that. But the way David would antagonize me almost purposefully to start an argument so I could get evicted. And I watched back the nominations, and it was always me. Those two were just like on me all the time, nominating me literally every single week. I guess they saw me as a threat, and I guess maybe I was.
For anyone who doesn't remember, the twins was like one of the big twists of one of the big plot points of the year, right? It was putting in these two identical twins and then swapping them out and seeing if they could trick the housemates. And it looked like they got away with it for a while. Was that your real experience of it?
Well, I came into the house 3 weeks into the show, so they had already been revealed when I came in.
Oh, that twist had already happened. Right.
It had already happened. I'm going to be brutally honest. I think that part of the show was completely unfair.
Right. How so?
Well, because they're two brothers, firstly, in the house. They've got each other to lean on. They're twins. They don't really have to say many words to kind of show each other support. You've got your support system there 24/7. Here's your twin brother. You can talk about nominations in the diary room before you're nominating. So you've always got someone to bounce off, and there's two of you, and many times I would see from the corner of my eye, David will be talking at me and trying to start me up, and Greg will be behind his back going, so they were playing the game hard. No one else had anyone else to tell, to support, like, maybe don't say this, maybe don't say that. They were in there to win. They went in there to win, obviously. And of course you're going to go in there to win, but most of us went in there for the experience. I did. I didn't go in there to win because I didn't think I had a chance in hell to win. So that was
not until towards the end, and then you started to think that you did have a chance.
Absolutely.
But at the start, I know I had the same thing. Like we would lose money off the prize money, and I'd be like, "Care?
Not my problem.
I'm not going to be my problem. Who cares?" And I was talking with Jamie Brooksby recently, the winner of 2006, and he was saying that people told him off and said, whoever wins this is going to be really angry at you for breaking the rules and you're costing them money. And he's like, I don't care. I'm not going to win. And then he ends up winning it.
I know, right?
So, he got like almost $500,000. It was a bigger payday in your year. I think they got, what was it, 700K, something like that? 800
something.
Wow. And what did you get out of it? You got a car, right?
I got a car, and I think from memory I got 20K, 20,000 cash, and then just other deals and so forth.
Yeah. And what kind of car was that?
It was the Hyundai. It was the new Hyundai sports car.
Okay. 4 doors? Like a mid-sized
I think
car?
it was 2.
Oh, a little one. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 doors, a manual. I couldn't drive manual, and they didn't want to swap it out for me. Like,
what?
Really? Yeah, they didn't want to swap it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I won my Volkswagen Polo, a little 4-door hatchback was a really good car, actually.
Yeah.
A non-endorsement, but it's an endorsement of the car that I won. It was great. And I said, can I just take the cash? And they just wanted to give me trade-in value They said
Oh,
even though you haven't taken delivery of it yet, it's a secondhand car. So
oh
they
wow.
they offered me like 15 grand on a kind of brand new car that I haven't taken delivery of, and I'm like, no, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
anyway.
you.
I'm
Wow.
right. And it was manual, it was base model. Um, so but it was a very nice car and I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. So did
Yeah.
you end up selling your car or
I did. Yeah. I sold it like not long after.
like on like privately or to a dealer or what?
God, I think privately. I think I'm pretty sure. God, it was a long time ago.
Oh, that would have gone off. Imagine that on MySpace. You
It
can buy
sold very
Vesna's
quickly.
car
It did
as
sell
seen
very
on Big
quickly.
Brother.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was pretty
you,
good.
you had MySpace then, right?
No, we didn't have MySpace.
That was even
MySpace came out
pre-MySpace.
a year or so later, I think.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. So social media just wasn't a thing. So you would have been just had the message boards, right?
I think so. I think so. What was it called? MSM?
Oh, MSN chat.
Yes.
God, we're going back the olden days now. All right, kids, gather
Okay.
round. Before we had social media, grandma and grandpas like us,
Isn't it
and you'd go,
crazy?
and you do you remember still typing in like ASL question mark?
Oh, I can't
Do you
even
remember
remember.
what
My
that was?
typing was like this.
Ah, two
I was
fingers.
terrible, terrible.
ASL was age, sex, location. So you'd start
Really?
off a conversation with someone. Yeah, on MSN chat, on like the random global chat. All right, maybe your days at uni were spent more productively than mine, but that's what
I
I
didn't
was.
even go to uni.
Oh, okay. Your
I
your
hardly
early
finished
days on
high
the internet.
school.
Really? Did you not finish year 12?
No, I barely made it through year 10.
Oh, wow.
I
And so
know.
what, you went out and straight away and got a hairdressing apprenticeship? Is that what
Yeah,
happened?
I started doing hairdressing at 16, and then went in and out for a couple of years and then started my apprenticeship at 18.
All right. Why hairdressing?
Why?
Hmm.
Oh, it's such a sad story. I didn't want to be a hairdresser. I wanted to be a makeup artist. I was very much into makeup, and the my dad being my dad. Oh, there's no money in makeup. Well, there is money in makeup. Why don't you be a hairdresser and then afterwards you can be a makeup artist? I'm like, okay, whatever. Anything to get out of school. So
Hmm.
yeah, I did, and I was a damn good hairdresser though. Just very
Okay.
creative with hair, extremely creative.
Well, you must have been to get up to the stage of having your own salon.
I know,
Don't
right?
apprentice hairdressers get paid like next to nothing? Like they have to struggle to survive on that money?
$180 a week.
It was the olden days, so that money was meant more back then. But
Yeah,
yeah, I know
but
what you're
still,
saying. But still,
180.
yeah, that's pretty shocking. That was in the 90s, right?
Yes, 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. See, I think when I think back, one of my earliest jobs would have been, and there's hundreds of them, but over 100. But
Oh wow.
was a retail trainee at Coles supermarkets, $9 an hour. Thank you
Oh
very much. And
goodness
I
me.
was entrusted to like lock up the store at the end of the night,
Oh
shut the store. I was
wow. The
essentially
entire
a duty
store.
manager, yeah, for $9 an hour. And they're just like, oh, this is a steep learning curve. This is good for you. We're not going to pay you as a duty manager. It's be good for your career. So you do
Right.
this for $9 an hour. Um, One night I forgot to lock the front doors. I just I could I could have these weird forgetful moments,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and so I was like, they were shut and the sensors were turned off. So if anyone walked in front of the door, the sensors wouldn't have like automatically opened the doors to an
Yeah,
empty
yeah, right.
supermarket. But I'd forgotten to like lock the door. So if anyone had have like pulled on the doors, they would have just opened. And I remember waking up the next morning and going, oh my God, I was just going back through what I did the night before and I was like, I don't think I locked the front doors. And
Oh
I
no.
ran down to the store, tried to get there before the store manager did so I could go in and pretend to be doing stuff.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, if anyone realizes I did this,
we're screwed.
and there was already people there, like working.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is a good sign. The police aren't here. There's no SWAT teams. Like the store's not looted. So, okay. And I go in and I'm just like, oh, yeah, just checking in to see if everything's good. I forgot something from last night. I left my lunch in the fridge. I don't know. I made up some BS excuse and everything was cool. So,
Wow.
so I left the doors unlocked to a supermarket all night. Um,
I love
yeah.
that.
Any prospective employers out there, I've gotten better.
Well, that's a good sign, isn't it? But that's $9 worth, isn't it? Let's face it.
That's pay me $9 an hour. You'll get $9 worth of skill
Exactly.
and ability. Have you ever made a major stuff up at work as bad as that?
Uh,
It'll make me feel better.
have I ever made a major, as in my hairdressing career?
Any career, any job, bad stuff up at work.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay, go on.
I
Good.
accidentally sent.
I need this now.
After hairdressing, I got into the aesthetics equipment, just like your laser hair removal machines, your beauty equipment. So capital
Okay.
equipment.
Yep.
So I was doing sales. I was a sales rep, and I was sending emails to a prospective. No, I was sending an email to a colleague in Sydney, and we were just having some banter, and it was quite rude. It was rude banter.
You?
And I just said to him,
Oh,
he just said something to me. He said, "Well, I hope you shit your pants." Because you can't come back from shitting your pants. How low can you go after that? I said, "I hope you shit your pants then." And so I sent that to him, but I sent it to a client, didn't I?
oh.
Yeah.
Did you retrieve the email?
No,
No.
because by the time I'd realised, after I had said that, he didn't say anything back, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Then I called him. I said, "Oh, so you're okay to shit your pants?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, didn't you not read my emails?" Like, "What emails?" "What do you mean, what email?" "What do you mean, what email?"
Oh,
and I go
no.
back. I'm going back in my sent folder, sent to so and so. I'm like, "Ah."
Imagine you're looking at buying some equipment and you go, "Oh, email from Vesna. What's this? I hope you."
Shit your pants.
Oh, I feel better about leaving a supermarket. Right, thank you for that.
Yeah. I don't think I got that deal, by the way. I don't think I did.
Yeah, I can see why.
Oh, really?
I can see why. So, I mean, career-wise, what happened after the show? Did you go around and do the nightclub tour?
I did, Jamie. I
did.
did.
Fly around the country?
Yeah, so much of that. I hated every moment of that. I hated
too.
it. I'm an introvert. I know it's surprising. I know, but I'm an introvert. I like to stay home in my own company, and that's what I love to do. And especially, I think after the show, it became too much for me, and I did the whole nightclub thing. That was a lot. Hated it. And then I got offered a job in Sydney on Sydney radio, and I turned that down. Oh, so upset about that. But that's okay. That's fine.
Why did you turn that down? That sounds like a pretty plum gig.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, at the time, my sister, she had two kids, two twins, a boy and a girl, and they were quite young. They were like 3 and 4, and she was a single mum. And I think in my head, I'm like, well, who's going to help her look after the kids? Who's going to be there for her? Who's going to be there for the kids? So I thought to myself, you know what? No, I won't do that. I'm pretty sure I'll get something in Melbourne. Right. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Who wants a job in the largest radio network in the country, in the largest market? Yeah, stuff
Can't
it.
believe it. It was after I did I think it was on the Kyle and Jackie O show. I think I was like not a co-host, but I was just doing some radio with them. And then afterwards, that's when the offer came by, and I just said no to that.
Oh, you would have been awesome on that.
I mean,
but you can only make the best decision you can at the time with the information you've got. And
exactly.
And that's
Jamie,
it.
Look, I'm going to be so honest. I think that things did not happen for me because I don't think I was ready for it. I just wasn't. I wasn't ready for it. I wanted to be ready. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't confident after the show. coming off the show. Like I was suffering depression and anxiety, like major depression. And, you know, people can sense that you're not confident, and people can sense that.
I
So
agree. Yeah.
they can. And I wanted all these things to happen, but I wasn't confident. I was shitting myself. I was just like, oh
Mm.
my God, I've just come off this show, and I was just trying to find myself. You know, I had all these people just knowing who I was, and it was too much for me. And I was wanting to have a career in radio because I really wanted to do radio, but in my soul I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So it's not going to happen, is it?
Mm. That I think that self-doubt and that stuff is, that creeps in. And
Absolutely.
I I went into radio afterwards, and I certainly got some attitude from some people. It was like, well, I'm a radio person. I got here because of my skill and my talent, and you just got here because you were a Big Brother housemate. And they wanted to make me feel crap about that.
Really?
And yeah, and some of them were like envious of the attention that I would get if we were at an outside broadcast, and they'd be like, well, I've been in this market longer. I'm the FM radio breakfast host. I should get all the attention,
Mm.
but people are coming up wanting selfies with you. Ugh, you know.
Wow.
And yeah, there was a bit of that, and that definitely chipped away at my confidence. I
Of
tried
course.
to be very introspective about it and say, well,
Mhm.
that's about them. That's not about me.
Exactly. Yeah.
But still, it hurts and it stays with you. And the fact that I'm still talking about it, 15, 20 years later,
Yeah.
you know, but the nightclubs, I despise the nightclub appearances. They were so hard for me.
I
I
bet.
was full of anxiety and just like so out of place in this environment, but I couldn't
Mhm.
say no to the money. It was so much money to show up to a nightclub. And then so whatever alcohol and drugs they offered me, I was like, give it. Just I want to
Really?
deal. I want to deal with everything. I need help to deal with all of
Oh,
this. It was a
wow,
lot.
Jamie.
It was a
Really?
lot. Yeah, I
I
was
did
I
it
was
sober.
terrified the entire time. Did
I
you?
did everything
Come
sober.
on.
After I came out of the house, I stopped drinking. I stopped partying, no drugs, because I was a party girl prior to. I did nothing. I completely just went completely sober up
What
until.
prompted that decision? That seems like a tumultuous time to make that decision.
I mean, I wanted to suffer raw. You know, I enjoy raw suffering.
What what's this? Are we getting to some kind of kink here? What's
No,
going on?
no
What?
drugs and alcohol, thanks. I like my suffering raw.
Slap me and call me a
I
bitch.
prefer to feel everything all the time.
Why do that to yourself? I was happy to take anything to numb me
No,
to this
Jamie,
whole
I'm that
situation.
person. I'm that person when I have
Geez,
to
you're tougher than me.
when I have a set my mind to something and I want to achieve something, or and in this instance it was my personal growth. I made a decision that I was not going to touch drugs ever again, and I wasn't going to drink, and I still have that mentality today. I just, when I'm suffering, I really go in and I just do a self analysis, and I really get to the root of, okay, what's going on for you, Vess? Like, what's going on? Literally, this is what I'm doing. What's going on? Okay, feel into it, feel into it.
So, if you could go back into the house now, if you had the opportunity to go back in,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that you would like that. You'd like that opportunity to have another
Oh, I would
crack.
love that.
What would you do differently? What would you change? Because I would jump at it too.
What would I change? Okay. So I believe that these days you can still get your point across without swearing, without, actually, I take that back. You can still swear. I love to swear. No yelling, no criticizing of people, etc., etc. What would I change? I would be way more upfront, a hell of a lot more upfront. I would set a firmer boundaries with people, and I would put people in their place. Okay. No, that is not how you speak to me. Okay. No, we're not doing that today. That's my energy today.
Yeah.
Whether it's 20 years ago, I was like, fuck you, I hate you. So I've stopped all that. So that's what I
Okay.
would do differently. Just I'd be more of a Tim with the splash of Vess, I would say.
Hmm. That would be an interesting combination. That sounds like a good cocktail. Australia
Mm,
would like that again, I think.
mm,
See, the house was in your year. The thing was all about the housemates being single. They like,
mm.
we've got to
Yeah.
get people to hook up. That's what the producers wanted for your year.
For what
And
reason though? What does that bring to TV when people are hooking up? I don't get that.
people become invested in the relationship
Oh,
heavily.
really?
Like they get emotion. The show's designed to set people up. Or not. That sounds a bit bad, actually. Not to set them up, but to give them the opportunity to have a parasocial relationship with the
Mm,
housemates as a
okay.
viewer. Did you find people when you got out of the house would have this whole relationship with you or other housemates in their head, and they'd come up to you and talk to you like they've known you forever?
Totally. And I
Yeah.
felt that was so inappropriate. I was just like, I was like, okay, now back off. Like, I was just
I
like,
understood what it was and I was okay with it. It was
mm-mm.
weirded me out at first and then I kind of got used to it.
No, I like to
You were not
have,
okay with this.
no, I'm definitely not okay with it. I like to, because this is my thing. When I meet somebody, I'm very aware and respectful of their space. Very aware that if when you come too close to someone in someone's face, some people get a little bit, you're like, okay, back off. And I learned this when I was training my dogs. And the dog trainer said, how would you feel if a person came up to you and said, hi, how are you? What's going on? I said, oh, no, I would not like that. And they said, so this is why we need to train your dog. When your dog goes up to people, it needs to be calm. So that's how humans need to be calm when you are approaching people and not in their face. Give them the space. So that's how I've kind of taught myself now to kind of observe. Hello, how are you? Yep. Mm-hmm. And then when I get that, the invitation, the non-verbal invitation, I will then be a little bit more, you know,
It must have been difficult for you then to cope with fans
I
outside
could
of the
not cope
house,
with them.
right?
I could not cope. I remember, and I'm so sorry if this girl is watching this.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being at the conservatory in Melbourne. It was Mother's Day. I was with hot dogs, my mum, my sister, and a couple other people. And a young girl came up to me and wanted an autograph. And I said, no, not now. Can you not see that I'm eating? Can you not see I'm with my family?
Mm.
I'm so sorry. Like, I had enough. I couldn't deal with it. And then I think her mum came up to me and said, you're so rude. You're so this. And I was just like, fuck you. I don't care. Yeah, I would never do that now. Absolutely not.
You
Absolutely.
know, I was having this conversation again with Jamie Brooksby, and we were talking
Mm,
about how exhausting it is
mm.
to to be a person who, in my opinion, I felt like I was public property and I
Yes,
felt like I
yes.
had to give my full attention
Oh,
and best face to everyone who
mm,
spoke to me. And I was extremely cognizant of the fact that this might be their only interaction with me for their whole life. And I don't want the story for the rest of time to be, I met Jamie from Big Brother and he just blew me off like he was a jet.
yeah.
He wouldn't talk to me. So no matter how much of in a hurry I was, no matter how stressed I was, no matter how much of a bad day I might have had, I tried so hard to be my best to everyone that I spoke to. And that's not to like pat myself on the back and say that it was, I left nothing for myself and I was exhausted after a couple of years. I just fell into a deep depression. I was not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And I hadn't saved anything for myself. I didn't value my own time. I didn't value my
Mm,
own space.
mm. I
And
can relate to
sounds
that.
like you
Yeah.
did that most of the time.
I did because I feel like there are ways you can tell someone, hey, sorry, but now is not a good time. Well, I'm not feeling the best. But we tend to just abandon ourselves all the time, just to appease other people. And I have learnt now that I don't do that anymore. If I'm not feeling my best or I'm just not able to cope with whatever situation, I'm very upfront and honest and say, hey, I'd love to stay and chat, but I'm just not feeling my best. I really need to go. Thank you. And just leave. But I didn't have the knowledge and the self-awareness back then to communicate that to people, and I was taught throughout my life and, just to abandon yourself all the time and give everything you have to everyone else. And that's what I think most of us suffered depression. If you talk to other housemates, I'm pretty sure they would say too, they suffered depression because we were just almost manipulated into thinking that we had to give everything because, it's kind of like, well, you were on the show, so now you owe us. It was never said, but you didn't get what I'm saying. It was almost like,
Oh yeah.
well, of course I have to give this to people because they were watching me and I owe them,
They voted for me.
Yeah, so
therefore,
I have to, I have to do that. And still now on Instagram, I get people messaging me and, it takes up a lot of my time. And at some point I just go, nah, no more now. No more. You have to, Jamie. You got to do that.
sounds like you've set healthy boundaries. Was that one bad time at the conservatory?
Yeah.
Is that where it was? Anyway,
Yeah.
was that like your one and only kind of time that you felt like you didn't give your best to a random person?
I think that it would have been a few times, but that time stood out for me the most. Um, and I do like when people message me on Instagram, sometimes I'm like, was I a bitch to you? Can you just tell me? No, you were really nice. I'm like, okay, thank God. Because I wasn't, I'm not that person, but I don't think people understand the pressure you're under in that situation. We didn't grow up with fame. When you're thrust into the limelight all of a sudden, it can have a really negative effect on your mental health. And studies have shown that. If you've grown up in the spotlight, it's a very different story. Your brain adapts to that. But you go from being known to a number of people, then everyone knows you all of a sudden. The whole of Australia knows you, and sometimes overseas too. It's not something that you can deal with appropriately. Our brains aren't used to that. It can seem threatening.
As much as I wanted that fame, I never understood that side of it. I never understood that pressure side
No
of
one
it.
taught us, did they? Did
No.
production say, even if production said, listen, Jamie, when you get out of the house, you're going to be known by everyone. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. It's not until you experience it that you fully understand, oh, that's what they were talking about, right?
And imagine we got a small taste of it as celebrities for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Imagine what actual real celebrities go through. And I can understand now why they crack it sometimes and just go, no, leave me alone. Get off me, get away. And yeah. And I found it to be a really alienating experience as well. It was like, I just felt lonely.
In the hotel rooms, especially when you're
in the hotel rooms.
How lonely was it?
I would be in a hotel room and not remember which town I was in or which state
or day.
Yeah. It'd be just like, and I was just relying on people to like almost lead me around by hand, just like, okay, where do I go next? What do I do?
It was too much, Jamie, to be honest with you. Thinking back, the schedule they had us on, it was too much. And I would argue that perhaps it was exploiting us a little bit.
For me, I wanted to make the most out of it that I could. I wanted every opportunity to make a few dollars because I was very aware that this wouldn't last and that this wouldn't be forever. And I wanted to just milk it for everything it was worth, really. And then it's hard when you want to go back to a normal job. Did you go back to a normal job after the show?
No, I think I did the nightclub scene for about 2 years, I remember. 2 years I did it.
Wow.
2 years, yeah. And then I had to sell my salon because I couldn't run it. And then after that,
Why couldn't you run it?
Because I was just doing the tours and all of that.
So you couldn't have employed a manager?
No, because everyone was coming to get their hair done by me.
Ah, right.
So I wasn't there, yeah. So then I went into a corporate job with the newspaper and just started doing advertising, which I did really well in. And then just started building myself up into the beauty industry. And then coaching in 2018, 19.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I remember going back to a normal job for like a little bit after the show. So I did the nightclub thing and it was probably a year's worth. And then I went back and I just started doing like I just picked up a couple of casual shifts at this like factory thing. And I was there putting stuff in boxes. I don't know. And
Mm.
it was random. I was bored. The appearances were all over. I'm like, I'm going to have to get back to normal life. Got
Yeah.
into the lunchroom and everyone from the factory was just like backed me into a corner and they were like, people were actually saying to me, and I think we're back on this and I go, how rude this was. Like, what are you doing here? Like, you're, yeah, what?
They had no
Like,
idea, did they? Hang on.
what?
Hey, sorry, the dog's really old and he's going a bit cuckoo, so he just barks randomly.
Okay.
Yes.
That kind of describes me as well, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
people
right.
like were going like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" Like, okay, I'm not getting paid forever to be on the show. It's so funny when people like don't realize that like people that were on telly once don't have money for the rest of their lives just because they were on a show once.
That's what they think, though. I
They
had
do.
that so many times. I remember once I applied for a job and I didn't get it. And I thought, hang on a second, I'm so qualified for this job. I called them back and I said, listen, can I just ask you honestly, why? Why wouldn't you not employ me? And they said, what do you think will happen when people start figuring out that you're Vesna from Big Brother and you work here? What do you think will happen? I said, I don't know. And they said, no work will get done. Nothing will get done around here.
Oh,
Like, wow, okay.
I'm
Because
incapable
apparently
of functioning.
apparently,
I'm so distracting.
yes, I will be too distracting for everyone. So I wasn't famous enough to get a major gig, and I wasn't normal enough to work a normal job. So I was kind of like, well, where do I go? I literally, for years after that, where do I go? And then I had to change my name because as soon as people read Vesna, they instantly picked up that it was me when I'd send out my resume, and they would just call me. I remember a couple of times just to chat to me and then say, oh, no, sorry, we don't think you'd be good for the position.
Yeah.
The
I
hell?
heard a reality TV producer, not one of ours that we worked with, but a different one, in an interview saying that people on reality TV afterwards are not famous enough to make a living out of being famous, but
Yeah.
too famous to be employed in a normal job. So you have this period of just in nowhere land.
Nothingness.
Like, yeah. And so it leaves you in a really odd position. That I actually, when all of the appearances ran out and before I could return to a normal job, I went to Centrelink and signed up for the dole, and that was a low point. I felt
Of course.
so ashamed, and I thought, God, if people see me here,
Oh,
they're going to
darling.
think
Yeah.
like, what a loser.
Oh,
He had this opportunity and it was like I couldn't do normal jobs and I couldn't do a famous person's job. And so I
mm.
went there in like a cap and sunglasses and I got to the counter and then the person like took me off to a desk and we did the interview and sign up and stuff. And she said like, oh, we kind of all were a bit on edge when you came in because we thought that the cat and sunglasses was like you were maybe wanted by the police or something.
Oh,
And no, it's just kind of people know who I am, and this is
oh, poor
embarrassing.
thing. Yeah.
And it was a low point. And then when I got into radio, I found my place, and I did
Mm.
radio for about 15 years. And the
I
Big
love
Brother
that.
thing was an advantage.
Yeah.
It was finally working for me, and in
Yeah.
fact, it was definitely working for me. Even one station manager that had employed me said the only reason I employed you over all the other applicants was that my kids are Big Brother fans, and they were so impressed that I've employed a Big Brother housemate and got him working for me. And I was just
Yeah.
like, I don't care. I got the job. I'm happy.
Exactly. But even this right now with the microphone and the headphones and you sitting there, your voice, it is totally radio.
Oh,
100% it is you. If I just close my eyes and listen to the voice, it's totally radio.
I did find I was very comfortable there.
Yes.
prior to Big Brother, I was doing a bit of like TV, a little bit. I was reviewing video games for a show. I even had like a small role in this show called The Secret Life of Us,
I
and the
remember
show
that
got
show.
canned. The show got canned right at. So I got in right as the show was in its decline. So I wasn't there at the
Oh,
in the golden era of it, but
oh,
I did what I could, and I couldn't save the show. So my
oh,
my little character, Stewie, the accounting student, couldn't save the show.
oh, I love that. Good on you.
But I was doing that, and I'm trying to hide that stuff during the audition process for Big Brother because I was like, I don't want them to know that I've done other telly stuff because
Right.
the word around was like, oh, they don't want wannabe actors and they don't want wannabe media people, so you've just got to pretend, that that's not what you're trying to do. Were you doing any media stuff prior to Big Brother? Any performance
Nothing.
stuff?
Nothing at
No?
all. Absolutely nothing.
What did you want to get out of the show then before you went in?
Uh, Radio. I
Yep.
really wanted to do radio, and I really thought I had a chance after I said no to the offer in Sydney that I thought, oh, no, it'll come up. Something else will come up in Melbourne. But it didn't. But yeah, I love radio. I love talking and just, as you can tell, I just love talking and having conversations and getting to know people because it's over the radio. It's not like face to face.
That was the cool thing about being in radio. You could go and do your media job and no one knows who you are after work. You could go to the
Exactly.
shops and nope, no one knows you.
Exactly.
One time I went through a Macca's drive-through and the person that said when I got to the window and I'd given my order to the speaker and when I got to the window, she said, you should be in radio. You've got such a good voice. And
You're like,
I
wow.
laughed and I went, oh, that is what I do. Thank you, though. That's nice. So would you have been willing to move out into the country for a radio gig? Because my first radio gig was essentially the middle of the desert in Broken Hill.
Really? I mean,
Would you have been willing to do that?
back then, no. Now I'd be more open to it now, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's something that you could do. I mean, there's less radio jobs than there used to be because of the increased like networking and stuff. Like
Yeah,
they'd
right.
rather pipe in shows from large regional centres rather than give small towns their own kind of radio thing. But there's
But
still,
actually,
still
Jamie,
opportunities. If you're willing to move anywhere for it, you
absolutely.
get a
Look,
job in a country radio station.
yeah, it's not something I'm looking at immediately, but I would love to do it. But I did hear that Jackie O has left the show.
Yeah,
Are they looking for a replacement by any chance? Or
I don't know. I think that they
I'm
should
joking.
I think that they should call you up. I think you'd be a perfect candidate.
could you imagine?
That'd
Hey,
be
Beth,
that'd
do
be
you want
so
to replace
good.
Jackie O? Yeah, absolutely. I love Kyle.
We
Have you
should
met
do.
Kyle?
I have actually.
I love him. Kyle, I love him. I love what he's done with his life. I just love him. He's such a straight shooter. He says it the way it is. He may not say everything that's amazing. He may not have, we may not agree with everything, but I love his energy. I love his energy on radio. I really loved him.
Have you met him?
Yeah, I did radio with him.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wait, oh no, this did not come up in my research. Right, I've got some people on my team that have really let me down. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were doing those little snippets you said earlier.
Yeah, something had happened and they said, do you want to join Kyle on the radio, like Sydney, whatever FM it is? I said, yeah, absolutely. And I did. And he said to me, he said, Vest, there's a lot of money in radio. So, and that's,
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money for the top 1% of the top 1%. The rest of us get paid next to nothing.
I know, right? I mean, what does
Right.
it take to become that person that gets paid a shitload of money on radio? Must you be controversial? Must you say things that people are thinking are too afraid to say? Must you be that person? Because Kyle definitely is that person.
He did that.
Yeah.
Did John Laws do that? Does Ben Fordham do that? I don't know that these
Okay.
people all do that. I think that that's his tact and it worked for him.
Yeah.
If you go to America, like Howard Stern was my radio idol, and he did that.
Really? Yeah, I
He-
don't like Howard Stern at all.
And people that hated him listened to his show more than people that loved him.
Yeah,
and
I can see why.
And the show was shocking. And some of the things that you
Literally.
and you look back and some of it's just vile, like
Yeah.
some of the things that he did and said in retrospect are abhorrent and wouldn't stand in today's kind of market. But he was shocking and he stood out at the time. And I guess that's why he got to be like perhaps the most famous radio person on the planet, maybe.
I can see
And get
why,
paid
Jamie.
the big
Like,
money.
yeah, I just think with radio these days, I mean, I don't listen to a lot of it, but I feel it is maybe a little bit boring with the people we currently have, except for Kyle. Kyle and Jackie, I really love their show. I really did. And it's a shame to see her go. But I can't think of anyone else that I would listen to be honest.
See, I think that that's partially to do with just the landscape of radio. Like would I would not constantly, but often be in trouble with management, with
Why?
the advertisers. I'd make a joke and someone would get a call in because they're offended and now they've got to go through the whole ACMA process and blah, 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 blah. I did this like really, okay, one of the times, and this is not my jokes. This wasn't bad, I didn't think, but
yeah,
it was World Literacy Day or something. And my joke was that I misheard it and thought it was World Literary Day. And I went and dumped some litter in the near bushland near the station.
Yeah.
And someone got really offended by that. And they're like, oh my God, people are dumping rubbish in our bushland and you're making it like it's okay. And it became this whole thing between ACMA and station management and advertisers. And the whole thing got blown out of proportion for like, what was a dumb bit that I did on the radio. And I found that like management and the structure of people in the radio industry didn't want that kind of drama. They didn't want that kind of trouble. So they just went, just play it safe, tone it down, say the time, say the temperature, make a dumb joke, but be safe. And it's like, no.
But Jamie,
safe's boring, right?
This is the thing. Exactly. This is the thing. My saying is if you're offended by something that someone has said, maybe there's truth behind it. Number one. Two, if you're offended by something that someone has said, they're your emotions to deal with. And you basically are saying, I'm offended, so everyone else has to deal with these emotions because they're too uncomfortable for me. That's what being offended is. You can't deal with the emotions that come up for you. So now you're claiming to be offended. So now everyone else has to dim their light or shut up or soften their words or change their words. We can't possibly not offend people in our lives. We cannot possibly. Somebody will be offended one time or another, right? The way everyone has a different perspective of the world and how we view the world. And so, of course, we're going to offend people. And the more outspoken you are, the more you're going to offend people, right?
Well, you get more than your fair share of trolls and you deal with it in a very interesting way on social media. I wanted to talk to you about this.
Yeah, totally.
Well, you highlight them. You bring it into the light. You go on screen with their comment up here and you're like, all right, Sean S., motherfucker, you said that I should shut up and stop talking. Well, and then you'll just go on. And I think that's look, I think that's dangerous. I think that you're giving these people a bit of a payoff because it's like, oh my God, Vesna noticed me because I said she was shit. And they're like, I'm getting attention now. And it's a payoff to this troll. Like, I mean, in one part, I can see that you're shaming them and bringing to light the crap they're saying on the internet behind a keyboard. But on the other side, you're giving them a payoff. How do you reconcile those two competing things?
It's interesting that you use the word shaming because in my mind, I was grappling with, should I do this or not? And I was trying to figure out a way of doing it without shaming someone. The way I see it is I use that opportunity, that troll, that comment, to educate people about what it looks like when people project their bullshit onto you. Here it is. So in my mind, I'm educating people. If I wanted to shame that person, oh, Jamie, you would know I was shaming that person. You would know. You would know by the language I'm using. I could shame them instantly. but I just use it as an opportunity. Hey, motherfucker. So I highlight what they said. This is the behavior. This is why they say what they say. In my opinion, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. And it works. It gets a lot of views because Instagram loves that shit. And people are just, yay. Finally, there's a woman. She's sticking up for herself. Yay.
Do you
Because
think
I
that
know,
provides an incentive to trolls, though, to say some crap to you to get you to react?
I mean, in my mind, again, I don't look at it. It probably appears as if I'm reacting, right? I can see how you can see that and I can see how others would see it. But in my mind, I'm really orchestrating how can I really educate people that are going to watch this post? How can I do it? That's what's going on in my mind.
So it's not about the person who made the original comment.
No, it's about what they're trying to do. So they're trying to shame me, and I'm trying to educate people on what it looks like when a person is trying to shame or project onto you.
But yeah, like, do you think, though, that there's an element of doing those kind of posts that you do that you want revenge on the person? You want them to be
No,
embarrassed?
I promise you, no. I want that
Yeah, I
person
would.
really? No. I want that person to understand that when you fuck with people, some people will fuck back. I will fuck back. So if you have the courage or the balls or the audacity to say or to write what you've just written, I'm going to analyze your behavior right now. I'm going to put you in the limelight. Here you go. Back to you. There you go.
And so if you feel shame about your own words, that's on you, right?
If I'm deliberately trying to shame you, then I have to take responsibility for that. But I definitely never, ever, I'm very conscious of not shaming people. Absolutely not. I would just bring their despicable behavior out into the open and for everyone to see what it looks like, because there is so much bullying online. And I said to myself, okay, Bess, how can you make people aware and how can you help people? Because a lot of people would go online and let's just say it's a young girl, for example, she's 19 years old and there are dudes writing, you're disgusting, you're fat, you're this, you're that. Now, anyone in their right mind would not write that thing to that girl, would they? If you were right in your mind, you would not write that. What are you getting from that? That must mean that somewhere inside of yourself you're suffering. So you want someone else to suffer. I don't want young girls to think that they are the problem. This is why I do it primarily. Because if someone is intentionally going online and saying, right, think of it, Jamie. Look, think of this. Right, I'm going to call her a fat bitch. Oh, yeah, look at her. She's disgusting. Oh, yeah. What sort of place are you in, that low vibrational place that you must write such things to people? What place are you in? I don't want girls thinking that they're the problem. So when you body shame people or call them ugly or anything like that, I'm going to call you out on it. You're going to call me crazy. You're going to call me whatever. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to make you see that that's your behavior. That's on you, dude. You can take it. I don't want anything to do with it. It usually stops. It doesn't continue.
Did you cop much online flack after the show?
We didn't have internet. Thank fuck for that. I wonder, and I have been thinking about applying for another show, which I'm not going to mention which show, but I've done my application and I'm just about to do my video, but I'm in two minds. And I ask myself, would I be able to cope with all the shit that comes along with reality TV today? Would I be able to? That is it's a good test for me, I think. If I was to apply for this show, one of the reasons would be to test how much I think I have grown in my life, to see how thick my skin actually is. That's fascinating, isn't it?
That is fascinating. And it's something that I think about too. I think in 2007, we had a little bit more internet stuff. I certainly had the message boards, but when I went into the house, I had a MySpace page. When I came out, I heard MySpace is dead. It's all about this thing called Facebook now. I'm like, probably won't catch on, but I'll make one anyway.
Yeah.
but then housemates in later years, when they have memes made about them, when they have mean trolls that are just coming after them, that would have been so much to cope with.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side of that coin, though, there's a positive. I think when they come out now, they're like being given an Instagram account with 100,000 followers. Here you go. Now
Mm,
you can do something with that. That's quite a valuable thing to win, right?
absolutely. I think so too. I think when I really think about it and when I really digest it, I think to myself, hang on, these days you can really do so much with appearing on a reality show than you could in our years. These days you have way more opportunities because people run their businesses from social media now, don't they? So, and if you are going to cop some flack, I guess it'll be a little bit worth it, more so than back then. So you kind of got to weigh it up. And you can easily employ someone from the Philippines to manage your account and, message everyone. And you can just post and you don't have to look at it. There are ways you can go about it and around it where you don't have to read the comments. But I like to, I believe in exposure therapy. And I do like to put myself in positions where I can test myself. And sometimes I will go through my comments and I will go to press reply. I'm like, stop for a second, Vess. Do you really need to? Nah, fuck it. So that for me shows me how much I have been able to regulate my nervous system now. Because if that was me 20 years ago, we had the internet, I would be, fuck you.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Go full into attack mode.
I would probably lose my mind over it.
Do you see the danger of feeding the trolls now?
No, but to me, in my mind though, Jamie, I'm not feeding the trolls though. The way you're doing, I think it's the way you do it. It's the way you do it. If I was to turn around and go, for example, oh no, you're fat and you're ugly, look at you. And then we're just having this low vibrational back and forth. But when I'm doing a post and I'm saying, everyone, all my followers, this is the reason why I believe that this person is saying what they're saying, because the problem is not with me, it's with them.
See, what we've gone through as being public figures, it's a lot to take, and it really thickens your skin coming through it. And even today, I don't think that I'm very thick-skinned, but I'm certainly better than I used to be. And I think that it must put you in a unique place to help people who are suffering psychologically. And I think that's where your services would be really valuable. Now, you actually offer services to people, don't you, to deal with psychological issues? Is this what your business is now?
Yeah. So I really hate the term coach, and I just couldn't think of a different word to attach to it. But basically, I teach people self-awareness. Yeah. So I teach people nervous system regulation. A lot of people that have been through childhood trauma are stuck in the part of the survival brain, just in their survival, and they're reactive and impulsive. They suffer anxiety and a whole myriad of mental health issues. I teach people self-awareness through nervous system regulation. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
And I think that there are people that really need that. And I think even as much as like celebrities and people that are sort of thrust into the spotlight could really use that sort of help at an extreme level, even just people struggling on social media with crap that comes with it, people talking about them. This is a service that's just so needed in the world right now. And
Absolutely.
even if someone doesn't employ you as like one-on-one a coach, there's so much valuable stuff on your page that it's well worth looking at, and we'll make sure that we link to that as well.
100%.
Going back to when you're in the house, right?
Yep.
You showered without a top on, and we all got to see your boobs.
Okay.
No, okay. I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
It's awkward. All right.
not subtle.
I made it awkward. But
No, that's
no, so have you so now I feel weird.
it's fine.
Hmm. Take two. But
No, please don't. It's fine. Oh, I was going to say, are you asking to see them now? No, I'm joking.
what is your OnlyFans?
No.
Yeah, no.
I had to shut that down.
Was there any sort of long-lasting effects of that, of being half naked in front of the country? Is there any? But has there been like massive blowback from that? Was that something you wish you didn't do in hindsight?
How can I put this? I think that when it comes to reality shows, like showering with clothes on, essentially bikinis, clothes on. I mean,
how gross!
It's ridiculous.
Oh,
it's ridiculous. 100%. I think that I have noticed that some Big Brother scenes have been put onto porn sites. The shower scenes from me and Christy and a couple of other girls. And, oh, well, that's inevitable, yeah. But my family said they saw my boobs. Everyone's seen my boobs. My brother's mates have seen my boobs. The whole Australia's seen my boobs, right?
Yep.
Just like many other girls on the show and dudes with their genitalia. Oh, well, that's what it is. Like, I'm pretty sure there are worse things that could have happened, that can happen to you in life than people seeing your boobs.
Okay.
That's
so
what
it hasn't hurt you, like, career-wise, or been a major issue in your life in any way?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I think that when you do OnlyFans and you get huge, I think that's something that could hurt you for sure. But I think a reality show, no, nothing has really affected me at all.
I think the stakes are different for males versus females. I showered naked a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Thought no one's going to care. No one's going to look at me. Here I am, this pudgy, nerdy dude, and I'm like, this will be fine. I get out of the house, and like some of my friends are like, dude, I saw you naked too many times.
But you didn't have to watch, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, they did have to watch the show because someone they knew was on it.
Yeah,
and
but
then
why,
they're like,
why didn't they
I'm
just
sitting
do
down
that?
having dinner, and then I see your bare ass, and I'm like, they're like, you're your fat, hairy buttocks. And I'm like, well, you're welcome. You're welcome, Australia.
Exactly. Like, what can you do?
I thought, and this is it. I thought if I'm showering naked, we've got ex-athletes in the house. We've got models. We've got people that are fit and toned and have the bodies. And I'm like, they're not even going to put the camera on me in the shower, so I can go naked with, total immunity. I'll be fine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I couldn't. And yeah, I've told this story too many times probably, but night one, I get in the shower and I'm just like, I'm just going to do it. Tear all my clothes off. That's what I'm here for. Stuff it. Tore off all my clothes, went in the shower, and I look along the shower because we just had a row with no dividers between us. You had the same showers, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I look along and everyone else has got bathing suits on.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, no, what have I done? And then Andrew, the firefighter, walks around the corner naked, and I've never been so happy to see a naked man in my life.
I love that.
This is brilliant. And then when I saw what he was packing, I was like, don't stand too close. I'm going to look really bad. I'm already not got a lot to work with, but just, at least someone else is naked. I'm not the weird naked showering freak that I was suddenly concerned about being. And I think like you, I would love another crack at the house. I'd love another opportunity as a more mature person, as a wiser person, as a person who more understands themselves, to go in and have another go and be less worried about all of that stuff.
I know, right? I would completely shower naked now.
Yeah.
Absolutely would shower naked, no hesitation. I don't see a difference in that than actors in movies being naked.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a human body.
Exactly.
And
are we born with clothes? We're born naked, and I just think that, that this whole nakedness there's too much shame around it. especially in reality shows. You know,
Mm,
you don't shower with clothes on. Why should you shower with clothes on just because you're on TV? Why?
right.
Do it.
Are you a nudist?
I have been called a nudist, yeah.
Have you
Yeah,
really?
I have. Someone said, you're a nudist. And I'm like, yeah, I don't mind being naked. Absolutely. Yeah, someone did. I've been to nudist beach. Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'm very comfortable being naked around people I know for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fantastic.
I don't.
I don't want to subject my friends and family to that. Like for me, the more concern is about them suffering by seeing my
Oh,
naked
really?
body. And I'm just like, I don't want to put you through that. So, as a courtesy,
Oh,
I'll remain clothed. But yeah,
oh
for me,
no,
I'm not too fussed if anyone sees me naked. It's fine.
I
You know,
know.
one time, I was in this backstage area at this event that I was at. I'm walking around, and all the backstage was like temporary built, so it was all just wooden plywood walls, and all
Yeah.
the doors looked the same. I was looking for the exit. I walked in on Patty Newton naked.
Really?
Yeah, she's getting changed, and I'm like, a couple of thoughts went through my head. First thing that hit me is I just went, oh my God, that's Patty Newton.
Oh,
Second thought, seconds later, maybe it was milliseconds, but it was later. My brain went, oh, and she's partially naked. Oh, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Patty. Oh my goodness.
was
And
she
she's
okay with it?
she was so cool. She was
Oh,
just like,
don't worry, darling. It's
don't worry
okay.
about it, darling. It's fine. She wasn't fussed in the slightest. She's like, oh, I'm an old theatre girl. It doesn't make a difference to me. It's fine. And God bless her. Like, that really stuck with me. And I'm like, what a beautiful person. What a lovely moment. Did you have any interactions with Australian celebrities post Big Brother? You must have, because 2005 was really near the high point of Big Brother, if not the high point.
I mean, a lovely thing that I had that I wish now I look back on and I wish I had have been more appreciative of was Rove's late wife, Belinda Emmett. When she heard I was coming onto the show, she was really ill. She was dying of cancer then. And when she heard I was coming onto the show, she said she got out of bed just to meet me.
Oh,
I know, and Rove said she never gets out of bed because she's too weak. Yeah, she can't really go anywhere, but she really wanted to meet you. And I look back and I'm like, I just could have been nicer. I could have. Yeah,
what? You don't have to be anything.
I
She
could
could have
have
been,
been though. Like I
yeah, I
look
know.
back now though, Jamie, and I think to myself, she was so lovely. She was so excited to meet me, and I think I was a little bit starstruck too, and also very
Yeah.
stressed from the house, and I wasn't the person I wanted to be, back then. But that was one person I was like, wow, Belinda Emmett, wow. And that band, Eskimo Joe,
Yeah.
I met them.
Big, huge around the time. They would have
Yes,
been massive celebrities.
yes. And they actually said, oh my God, they were excited to meet me. And I'm like, they go, oh my God, we watched you everywhere we're on tour. We'd be in our hotel and we'd put the Big Brother on and we loved you. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Why does Eskimo Joe care about me?
Eskimo Joe, what the hell? I loved those dudes. Yeah. So yeah, I did. I met quite a few people. Oh, and I also met what's her name? Nikki Graham from Big Brother in the UK.
Okay.
Do you know her?
I don't off the top of my
Oh,
head. No, the name sounds familiar though. Why does it sound?
she was the best housemate I have ever watched in my entire life of all the Big Brothers that I've watched.
Okay, slightly offended,
And
but please continue.
Nikki Graham, she passed away unfortunately a few years back.
Ah,
And she came to Australia and we hung out a few times. And I read her book, Dying to Be Thin, I think it was called. She suffered anorexia.
hmm.
And I understood why she was cast. If you just do some research on her, Nikki Graham, you'll understand. Like, she was the best housemate I've ever laid eyes on, ever watched. She was entertainment plus. She deserved her own show, and she did have her own show, but she unfortunately lost the battle with anorexia, and she was a stunning, beautiful girl.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I bumped into anyone from other um other nations, Big Brothers. I did bump into people from other years, and that
Yeah.
was, and like I said to you, I think it was like I was a little bit starstruck. And then we also would hang out with people from The Biggest Loser a bit, and
Oh yeah, I did too. I knew Harry. I dated his cousin, Harry. I knew him, and a couple of other people. I've spoken to just what's her name, AJ online,
yep.
but not much. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've met a lot of people, but my memory, I just, like 20. It's been 20 years. It's not 2 years ago. It's a long time.
Yeah, but for me, there's still some moments from that time of my
Of
life that
course,
will be with me forever.
of
Uh,
course.
meeting Rob Mills at a random house
And Rob
party.
too. Yeah, yeah. I've met him
Oh
too.
my
Yeah.
god! And playing Goon of Fortune.
Oh wow.
Do you know the game?
No, but
Oh,
goon,
you
what's a
don't.
goon?
I
A
thought
goon is a goon
everyone knew
bag?
this. And yeah, and Rob Mills didn't know it either, actually. And I explained it to him. You gaffer tape or peg the goon bag to the clothesline and spin
Yeah,
the clothesline around the old
yeah,
hills hoist,
yeah.
and whoever it lands in front of, they have to scull the goon.
Oh
So
wow. Oh.
I've obviously lived a different life to you, maybe. And yeah, but that was he was not. I felt like though more of a kinship with the people from The Biggest Loser than I did with Australian Idol, because it was almost like Biggest Loser people like, you're on telly and famous because you were big. I
Yeah.
was on telly and famous because no reason. Australian Idol
But
people,
personality
you're
though,
on
hang on a second.
telly on, well,
Hey,
I guess.
but personality though.
I guess it was personality in a bit, but Australian Idol people was like, you're on telly because
You have talent.
you're talented, you're amazing, you
Yeah,
know.
Rob Mills was amazing. I met him too. I think he did the Friday Night Live games with when they got celebrities, Big Brother people, and then they got Rob Mills, I think, and a couple of, I don't remember who else. Oh,
Did you do
Reggie did
that?
it
Did
too.
you do that with Jess?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Jess is
And
lovely. I get to speak with
I
her a bit.
love her.
Isn't she just amazing? And when she got the spin-off show, the Marty and Jess,
Yeah,
oh, I loved that show. I was addicted
yeah,
to that. See, we were all, and this goes back to what we were saying earlier about when people get in a relationship in the house, we all become invested in it. I
yeah,
was invested in Marty and Jess's love story. I was hooked on those two, and then they got their own spin-off because everyone was hooked. Everyone
yeah,
wanted to know. You should go
yeah.
back and check out the interview that I did with her on the podcast. It's really interesting behind the
I
scenes.
definitely will. But she's just one of those characters that when you hear her voice, you know instantly who it is.
Yes.
And you know who else I love? Nathan from her series. Was Nate? Yeah, Nathan. You know Nathan from her
Yeah.
series?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, love, love.
I haven't bumped into him, but I would like to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was a great personality.
And I don't think I've ever met any of the people from the first ever series in person.
Oh
Um,
yeah, the Sarah Marie era.
yeah. Yeah.
That was Blair
I
and
was hooked on that
Ben.
show at that time. Did you watch the earlier series?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In 2001, I was like, wow, what is this show?
Mm.
It was, yeah. And I think I did, I planned on auditioning the year after and I thought, nah, not ready. Thank goodness I didn't. But yeah, when I first
Why
watched
is
it,
that? Why are you glad you didn't in 2002?
I would have been a lot younger and I think I was in my party days then. That wouldn't have worked.
You would have gone off.
Oh, that wouldn't have worked.
Okay. No, you went in at the right time because obviously you lasted a long time, like 99 days out of 100.
Well, I went in there 3 weeks after the show started.
Yeah. And
So
you're very adamant about, and I've heard you in other interviews saying that you were what was it now? Hang on. I've got to get this right because you're very adamant about this. You
sure.
you were not an intruder, you were a replacement. Why
Correct.
is that distinction so important to you?
Look, it's people kind of, it's not really important to me, Jamie, but I like to get things right because people are like, you were the longest lasting intruder. But I'm like, but I wasn't an intruder. I was a replacement.
Mm.
So I think that people don't distinguish the difference, but there's a massive difference there. But in saying that, I was originally meant to be cast as an intruder. When I got the phone call to say that I hadn't got on the show, I was, as you can imagine, extremely disappointed. And she said,
they called to tell you didn't get on the show.
Yeah, they called to tell people that they didn't. Well, in our year they did. And then I was very upset. And then she said, "But look, we are looking for intruders, and we do have you, on the list for intruders." And I said, "I don't want to be an intruder. Intruders don't get anywhere. I don't want to be that." And and there's a whole story attached to that too. But yeah, so it's important for people to know that I replaced people and I wasn't an intruder.
So there was some people that got booted out for lying about their relationship status, because the show was all about singles and people that said they were single when they weren't.
Yeah,
they got found out because they went in, they were talking about it, which seems like a weird thing to do. Yeah. And then what was it? There was 3 of them that it was had to happen?
Yeah, Dean, Constance, and Nelson. And Dean weaseled his way, to stay onto the show, as he does. He's very good with words. And Constance and Nelson got voted out by the public.
But you ended up, you had a pash with hot dogs in there, didn't you?
I did, yeah. We had a great relationship. I think we had just this connection. It was never romantic. I didn't have any romantic feelings for him. I don't think he had romantic feelings for me.
You often pash people you don't have a romantic feeling towards?
Well, yeah, for sure.
Okay,
I'm eating my pennies. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, okay. I don't know. All right.
I'm very selective now, of course, but no, back then. And you're in the house and you're in your 20s and, you are the hormones are kind of up here. You're lacking affection and attention and blah, 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 blah. And, yeah, we did a couple of times. And David and I did once too. But we never got romantic. It was never anything romantic. But he and I had such a great connection and a great chemistry that we tried to pitch our own show. And I remember...
and Hot Dogs?
Yeah. We tried to pitch our own show to the networks, but they just... I don't know. It didn't happen. I don't know why, because I think it would have been a hit. Because he's a character, sure. Jamie. Oh. He's the character, Hot Dogs. You should get him on the show. He's just a character, and he's...
I dropped him a message and he never got back to me, and I was like, are you just trying to do this whole property development thing and be serious now and not be...
Oh, maybe.
Maybe he's trying to leave behind?
Maybe, but he has done he went on a podcast. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
And it was recent. I mean, not recent as in a couple of months, but it was like a year or so, maybe. So
tell him that I was trying to get in touch.
Hey?
Can you tell him that I was trying to get in touch?
Look, I actually messaged him on Instagram, and then same with me, nothing. I went back to look for his page and it's gone. And I thought, the motherfucker blocked me. Did he fucking block me? And no. I might try and reach out to him again.
No, he wouldn't block you.
Well,
I think he's just trying to be a grown-up and be serious now. He's not even, he's Simon now.
Oh, look, to me, he was always Simon. I'm going to move to the other room. To me, he was always Simon, and I called him Simon in the house a little bit, and Big Brother pulled me up and said, don't call him Simon. He needs to be Hot Dogs. Okay, whatever.
Right. Branding's important.
I don't know. He just wanted, sorry.
So what was the show that you were pitching with him?
It was a travel show. I think he wanted to do like a travel show.
Oh, that would have been sweet.
Yeah.
That would have been like Travel Guides, except with 2 completely unhinged hosts.
Yes.
That would have been great.
Traveling.
Actually, Travel Guides should get you on. You'd be brilliant on that.
I would love to, Travel Guides would be my thing, because I've done quite a bit of traveling and I've got so much more to do. So that's perfect. But I have I did record some footage. I wanted to start a YouTube channel where I go to restaurants and I review food, but I don't order the food. The waitress orders it for me.
Oh, that's
and
nice
she's
hook.
not allowed to ask me any questions, as in like, do you have any allergies? What do you like? What you don't like? She's to order my entree, main, and dessert. Just no information and a drink. And then I'll review the food. And I did it once, I went to a restaurant and I recorded it, and the food was horrible. Horrible.
That would be brilliant. That's an awesome episode.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there and I'm reviewing it, and I'm like, this is shit. This is terrible.
Did you lie?
But I didn't end up putting it on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Stop. Out of all the days, like he barks today, out of all the days.
It's not coming through. I'm not hearing him bark.
Oh, you're not?
No.
That would have been great to have told me at the start.
I know. I'm very...
Okay, that's good. That's good.
You can see why I got voted out on day 71 or whatever it was.
That's okay.
No consideration whatsoever.
That's all right. Okay, good. Now I know that. But yeah, so I'm eating the food, and you know, she brings out the entree, and I'm like, what is this? She couldn't have brought out the worst entree. I hate this. She brings out the second course. I'm like, why would she choose this? I get diarrhea from cream. Like, I'm going to get the trots now. What the hell is this? Then she brings out the third one, and it's got chili. And I'm like, I can't handle chili because my stomach just goes AWOL, right? So I'm eating that. And then she brings out, and I was saying to the person that was recording with me, I said, if there's one thing I hate for a dessert, it's tiramisu. If she brings me out tiramisu, I'm going to flip my lid. I don't know what I'm going to do. What did she bring out? A whole slab of tiramisu.
100%. 100%. Look, I would think that as a waiter. I'd be like, okay, woggy girl. I mean that in the most endearing way.
No,
I hope that doesn't come across as offensive. And I'd
I
be like,
don't care.
oh, she'd love a tiramisu. Absolutely. Yeah.
The worst dessert on the planet, coffee and cream. Ugh.
Get her some Tia Maria. She'd love it.
Oh, Tia Maria on ice, yes, love on its own. But don't give me alcohol in a cake. Alcohol doesn't belong in a cake. It belongs in a glass.
Okay, I'll make note of that.
Please make note. Please tell everyone.
We'll spread that amongst ourselves.
Please.
Oh, have you gone back and watched your series, and what's it like watching yourself back?
I'm so funny. I'm extremely entertaining. I can understand why I wasn't voted out. How hilarious was I? I was unhinged, and all of that. Unhinged and at my lowest point in my life. I didn't know whether I was coming or going. I was always actually going more than coming. But yeah, I was crazy. I said some of the wildest shit, like.
And so you look back on yourself now and kind of in an endearing kind of way? It's
no,
not
I do.
frustrating or embarrassing or anything?
I mean,
not that I'm saying it should be.
I mean, towards the end, I was desperate, not going to lie, and I did behave in a very desperate manner, and that's fine. And no, I look at myself as in an endearing way, because I was just what's the word? I was just being me, and not 100% though, but I was being mainly myself, and I was just whatever at that point. You know, I'd gotten so fat that I just went, you know what? This is what I thought actually at one stage. I put on so much weight. The whole nation has watched me stack it on. There's nothing more I could do that could embarrass me any further. There's nothing. And guess what I did? And I don't know if it made it to air, but I pissed my pants.
No, I never saw that. You did not, did you? That's like the second worst thing.
My pants because I was laughing too much. So all the girls and I got the boys' gym equipment and all their stuff and put it at the bottom of the pool.
Yeah.
And I'm standing on the outside of the pool, legs crossed. I'm just laughing. And so I'm peeing and running to the toilet at the same time. And I'm thinking to myself, what else could I do, Australia? I've just pissed my pants. I've stacked on the weight. There's nothing more for me to do now. Here I am. Come and take me.
Oh my goodness.
What's left, Jamie? What's left?
Oh, that's a touch embarrassing.
Yeah. But it is what it is.
But yeah, look, it is what it is. I had 2 wet dreams while I was in there. And yeah, I had to go to the shower and quietly try to rinse it off and not have everyone know what happened. And I was thinking at the time, God, are they going to show this? This is
Oh God, no,
awful.
I know,
And
right?
I don't think they did. So it's good that I've never talked about it publicly.
Because then they would have to explain what that was. Could you
Yeah,
imagine Mike
right.
Goldman? And now we have Jamie. He has just had a wet dream. Could you imagine Mike Goldman having to narrate that?
Oh, that would be so bad. That'd be a bad day at work for Mike.
Very bad. I mean, who
That's
writes
probably
like?
too much information. I don't mean to embarrass you, Vesna.
I'm not embarrassed. Are you
Oh, good.
embarrassed?
No, I'm not. No, I'm just.
Go.
So, are you married now? Are you in a
No,
relationship
no,
now? No.
no,
And you've never had kids?
no.
No. And is that something that's on the horizon for you?
No, doll. I'm nearly 50. No way. No, I made a conscious decision that I fell pregnant at 46.
Hmm.
And doctors were telling me at 40, oh, if you want to have a kid, you better do it now because, you're 40. And I thought there's no way I could fall pregnant at 46. And I did. But unfortunately, I miscarried. And I was in two minds about that. I was happy on one hand. On the other hand, I was like sad. But then as time went on, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to bring a child into this world. Like, I don't want the chance of my child experiencing what I had to go through as a child, because I can't guarantee that I'm going to be a good parent. I can't guarantee that. I'm still working on me. I've still got a few things that I want to accomplish and achieve. No. I'm not taking that risk. I'm not doing it. So I made a conscious decision, and I struggled with it when I made that decision. But now I'm like, no, I'm quite happy with that because I feel good and content with my decision for sure. But I love kids. Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so and what about it being single? Is this a choice that you've made? Is this a conscious thing? Because look at you, you're beautiful, you're successful, you're charming. Guys would be bashing down your door trying to date you.
They're not.
They you don't notice it probably. It's all just like background noise to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, single for me is a choice,
Hmm.
100% a choice. Again, my standards, they are so high that I don't know if any man's going to be able to reach them, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't expect anyone to give me what I can't give them. So if I give you my undivided attention, if I give you my compassion and empathy, I expect that back. And I've noticed in this day and age, there are not many people that can reciprocate those. They reciprocate that. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I want a man that is extremely self-aware, like he just knows exactly who he is and what's going on, and he's conscious and all of that. And I haven't found that person. I don't. I haven't found it.
Would you go on a dating show or maths, something like that?
Well, I have thought
Oh,
about it. I've
you
thought
have thought
about it.
about it. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I've thought
won't push
about
it.
it. And the thing is with me, Jamie, my dilemma is I know I'm nearly 50. I get that, right? But I don't want a man my age. That's the problem.
It's fine. What, you want a toy boy?
No, I don't want a toy boy. Absolutely not. Like, 40, a 40-year-old dude would be perfect.
Okay.
But because men can really father children at any age,
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if a 40-year-old man would want a 50-year-old woman, because he's probably looking to have children if he hasn't had any. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what you're saying? And that'd
Yeah.
be a certain type of person, probably, but
Mm.
everyone's unique, and some people have got no intention of ever having kids.
Yeah, exactly. So
And
if there was a 40-year-old man, let's just say, for example, I applied for maths. I've got my list, and that's what I want. I do not want a man my age. Absolutely not.
for sure they'd give you someone that you hate just to see you go off.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the problem,
would
because
want that.
yeah, because I'm that sort of person. If I was to go on a show like that and they were to give me a person that I specifically said no, that's not the person I want, I'm not doing this shit. No,
Yeah.
not doing it. I wouldn't tolerate that. No.
What kind of partner are you? What do you like in a relationship?
What do I like? I
Or
like the
what are
simple
you
things.
what are you like?
What am I like?
What's it
So
like being in a relationship with Vesna?
wow, what's it like? I'm a massive communicator. If I feel that we have an issue to sort out, I do not sleep on it. I don't wait on it. I don't let it go. I want to talk about it then and there. I want to sort it out and I want to nut it out. And I want to understand the sort of person you are. So sometimes I might come across as nosy, but I ask a lot of questions when I meet new people because I want to know you. I want to understand you. And that's, you need to ask questions and you need to spend time with people. So my communication is, I would have to say, up there. I love to communicate and get to know you, because in turn that you get to know me. And I love being asked questions about myself. Like if someone doesn't ask me questions, automatically I'm like, you're not interested in me.
Hmm.
Right? Would you agree though? If you're in a
Oh,
relationship, you're starting off with someone and they don't ask you anything about yourself, is that like a red flag?
absolutely a red
Yeah.
flag.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, yeah, for sure. And yeah, I'm big into talking, and I think that whole love language thing. I think talking is my love language.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I'm the same. Talking, acts of service, and time.
yeah, and gifts doesn't make the
I
list for you.
love I do love gifts, but it's not I think I'm a little bit of everything actually. I used to just be gifts were like my main love language, but now it's like acts of service, time, gifts, a little bit of everything, I think. Affection, I would have to say I'm lacking in that department. I'm not a very touchy-feely affectionate person
Okay.
because I believe that people's energy can rub off on you. So if I'm still getting to know someone at the start, I I need to trust you first in order to let you close to my body or constantly touching, because when someone is going through a lot of stress in their life, they release cortisol through their skin. And if you're skin on skin with someone that's highly stressed, you're just absorbing their stress.
I never
So
knew that.
my yeah, it's because your skin is your psychological barrier. So
Interesting.
once you're skin on skin, then we're enmeshed, and then your energy's into mine, and I need to know that you're solid. So I've made a pact with myself that the first 3 months there's no touching, there's no kissing, there's no sex, there's nothing if I'm going to date. So the first 3 months is just getting to know you. So when I thought about auditioning for a particular show, and it's a show that's 3 months, they require you. Oh, how many times have you had sex? Are you intimate? My answer will be no. I have a 3 month rule, so no.
Most people have a 3 date rule. Yours is a 3 month rule. But you know
Three
what?
months.
You set the standard for yourself, and you are a prize worth it, guaranteed. Um,
Absolutely.
I wanted to, and look, I've probably run way over time. I appreciate you spending this much time
Okay.
with me, Vesna. This is lovely.
That's
Um,
all.
have you? And this is going to be no, on topic. This one.
Sure.
Did you have any really freaky fan encounters?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Go on. Did you have a stalker? What went on?
Yes, I
Tell me.
had a stalker. Okay, I had a couple actually.
You had a couple of
I had a
stalkers.
couple. It
Oh,
was it was really unsettling. He would come to the salon and just come and just look at me, and then he made a cartoon. He made a cartoon, and it was a cartoon of me and other people. And he made a whole cartoon about me.
that could be sweet, but it's a bit weird when he's coming and staring at you.
Just looking at me. Yeah. And I didn't know what to do. And I didn't understand that I could actually call the police, right? Then I had another
Yeah.
dude that would park his car outside the salon and he would wait for me. He would call me. And I just couldn't get rid of him. And eventually, when I moved, I sold the salon, I moved, then I lost all, they didn't know where I was. Because
Oh,
the really bad thing was with the show, people knew where my salon was. So they would randomly come past,
yeah.
yell my name out, call the phone, hang up, call, hang up, call, hang up, ring the doorbell. And because I used to live there too. So it was really bad. Yeah. I had a couple of men that were stalking me. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks that you had to go through
Mm,
that.
mm.
Um, like I had freaky stuff in that I okay, there was one time a girl sent me her hair, like all of it, like you know, there her hair to the to my agent in an envelope, and they were just
Why?
passing on fan mail to me. It come with this letter. The letter I should have kept it. I didn't keep it because at the time I was a bit weirded out. It was like I want all this rambling of like this is part of me. I want you to have a part of me. We're going to be together
Oh,
forever.
mm.
I've dreamt it. I've prophesized it. I know that we are. And I was just like, this is weird. This is
No
total.
shit.
Yeah. And it was like, and it was like, it must have been all of her hair. She must have had very long hair. And I just got rid of it. I mean, I didn't do
Well,
anything. I didn't go any further with it. And she never showed up, but it was like, that was as much of a stalker as I think I had.
that's insane. I mean, you could have sold that hair and
I don't
made
know if
hair
it was
extensions
virgin
from
hair
it.
or not. I'm not sure. I've
Yeah.
since learned that's a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing. Yeah.
I
What
don't
color
know.
hair was it?
It was like a dark browny kind of hair from
Mm.
memory. It was, yeah, I didn't look too much at it because, it's like when you're with someone, you would stroke their hair, and it's the whole Jerry Seinfeld thing, hair's lovely when it's attached to someone's head, but once it's detached, you're like, it's the most disgusting thing. You
Yeah,
don't want to
you're
be anywhere
right.
near it,
But
right?
that's Jamie, that's very weird.
Yeah, yeah, and I was not used to that kind of attention at all. So it was very weird for
I mean,
me.
there's one thing to attention is one thing, and then there's that attention. That's
Cutting
like,
bits of yourself off and mailing it to someone.
Here's my arm. What the
Nor on
fuck?
this. It's funny though how people when you're on the show, I think people lose sight of the fact that you're a real human being
I think
because
so too.
you're just an image on their screen, right? So
Yeah.
if they write to you and say you're crap, I hate you, they're not saying that to a person. Doesn't
Mm,
matter. It's not a person
mm.
with feelings who's going to read it. But it's like when someone would go back in the day to my MySpace page, and I only accepted messages from friends. So they would go to MySpace, find my account, add me as a friend, then send me a message to say you suck and I hate you. It'd be very few,
The effort.
very few and far between. But the effort that they went to, and I took the opposite approach to you. I didn't ever call out any of these messages, and I would just not even. I typed out responses a few times, and then I just went no. I think the initial response I would have typed out would have been like, "Oh, screw you, you piece of crap! Like, go to hell. Who do you think?" And then the other more thought out response was like, "I'm sorry for whatever pain you're going through that's caused you to write to someone you don't even know and say they suck."
Exactly.
And then it was like, nah, just delete. Pretend that I never got it, never read it. Don't respond to it, and don't feed that. And that was my tact. But look, I got very little of that. I was fortunate that I was portrayed in a pretty positive light, so I didn't cop much hate at all. I'd get 1,000 messages of saying how much people love me, how much they saw of
Yeah.
themselves in me, and I made them feel better about themselves for being a nerd. And it was like all lovely. And then I'd see that one crap message, and it would stick with me. It'd get into my head. And obviously, because I'm still talking about it 19 years later. So,
But isn't it funny though? Because when you think about it, you get 1,000 great messages, you
yep.
get one, and the one terrible message sticks in your head. And why is that? It's the conditioning from your childhood. We are used to, your brain wants to feel familiar. So I don't know about you, but with me, when I was going through the whole Big Brother thing, because of my childhood, all those amazing fans in the comments were amazing, but that one would be like, what the fuck? It's because I wasn't used to all the positivity. But then I would pay attention to the negative comment because that's what I was used to.
Yeah, I went through a lot of like counseling and stuff to help deal with all of this. And one counselor was saying, it's your own negative self thought about yourself. You're going around this world looking for proof that you're right, that you're not a good person and that no one likes you. So you'll filter out all of those positive messages as just
Yeah.
noise. And then you'll get that one message from that troll and go, see, I do suck because
Yeah, because you want to be
because
right. It's
because
familiarity.
yeah,
Yeah.
because Blade 142 on MySpace said I do.
Like,
And it's like now it's like now
no
it's like
profile pic.
yeah, exactly. And probably some crap song. Sorry, I just had to still, how people used to have songs on their
I
MySpace.
call them dungeon dudes. I call them, the dudes that just have no profile pic and
Yep.
just a user 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, whatever.
Oh,
To me, they're dungeon dudes. They're just in the
I've got to remember
dungeon
that.
on the computer wanking in the corner. That's the way I envision them. Literally. That's what they're doing. And who writes shit like that? You're a dungeon dude. That's all you are.
Well, and one question off topic here too is and I do ask everyone about this one just because it's an area of interest to me. Supernatural experience, something that you can't explain. Has anything ever happened to you, like in terms of aliens? You've seen Bigfoot, a ghost has visited you in the middle of the night. Have you ever had anything like this?
In the salon I used to live at, it was built from what I researched in 1901 or something like that.
Okay, very old
And
building.
one morning I was asleep upstairs, and when you enter the front door, there's a bell. You can hear the bell. So I'm sleeping and I hear the bell in the door, and I'm like, oh, Sarah's here, which is the beauty therapist that works with me. So I didn't think anything of it. And then I can hear the footsteps up on the stairs, and I can hear my door opening up, and I'm thinking, why on earth is she coming to my room? But then I could hear like a male's voice, and I thought, oh, her boyfriend is with her. But why is he coming into my room? So I had my back to the door, and then I feel a hand just here on my shoulder. And I'm like, I'm just going to pretend I'm asleep, because what the fuck is he doing in my room? And then I kept my eyes closed. I was awake. I kept my eyes closed. And then all of a sudden the hand is gone. I'm like, oh, God, thank God that's over. And then I hear the doorbell again, and I hear Peter patters up the stairs. And at this point, I'm sat up in my bed. I'm like, hang on a second. What's going on here? I can't get out of my bedroom, and she's coming up the stairs. I'm like, Sarah, did you just come before with your boyfriend? I forgot his name. And she's like, no. I said, so you're just coming in now? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, are you lying to me? Did you come in with him? And she's like, no, I'm coming in now. And I'm like, she goes, like, why? What's wrong? I'm like, oh, nothing.
Wow. Did you feel anything when he was there in the room? Did it feel like an ominous dark presence that
felt
scared
like a presence. You? And I had so many other experiences in that salon, about 3 to 4. And then I had a client, and she was some sort of not a ghost hunter. She had something to do with that, right? So right. I told her my experience. And she said, all right, look, I'm going to go into the back of the dwelling in the salon. I'm going to check it out. She goes in there. She goes, oh, my God, the energies in here are crazy. So she told me that back in the day, there were a couple of families that used to live there, and men were playing cards in the other room. And sometimes men would get drunk and they would sit on the stairs and, all this sort of stuff. And then I told her what happened. She said, they're wondering what you're doing here. And I'm like, what? She said, they haven't fully left the house, because they don't understand, because there was a fire of some sort, and they don't understand why they're dead. So that's something to that extent. And then I would think back, I'm like, that's why when I'm walking up the stairs, sometimes I would trip randomly, and I wouldn't understand why can I not walk upstairs. And I said to her, sometimes I would trip. She said, I would say that was a person that was just drunk sitting on your stairs, and that was his energy. Now, I'm not like 100% believing, but this shit happened to me. So I'm not sure what to believe, but some crazy shit happened in there. Even clients would say before me, when I bought the salon, when I bought it, the girls that were working there stayed with me. And after I purchased the salon, signed the documents and everything, they said, look, we didn't want to tell you beforehand, but this salon's haunted. I said, what do you mean?
Now we've got your money.
Yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? She said, well, the owner is selling it because it's creepy and all this sort of shit. I'm like, oh, fuck. So so many things happened in my shop. It was crazy. That was just one incident. But another client revealed that her daughter got stuck in the bathroom, and when she went to go get her daughter in the bathroom, she was talking to someone. And the mum said, who are you talking to? She goes, oh, I'm just this girl here. She's like, what girl? Oh, there was just a girl here with me.
Oh,
This is
wow.
what they told me. So
Yeah. An amazing experience. You've got to write a book, Vesna.
yeah, I've
You've
started
got to,
writing. I've started, but it's just I'm trying to kind of go, okay, how do I start writing it? There's a lot to tell. There's just a lot to tell.
my goodness. I've kept you here talking for like almost 3 hours, and
Really?
I don't feel like oh wait, yeah, almost three
Oh my
hours,
God, that's
and and
okay.
and I have just like your life is crazy. It's like every time I go, all right, let's wrap up the interview and let's just kind of go, let's get I can pass it on to the editing guy. And it's like, no, you say
I
then you
haven't
drop another
told you half.
bombshell. Oh, okay, no, wait.
Yeah, I
Then
haven't told you half the shit that has happened though. Like I
I
used
bought
to
a
live in
haunted building.
Bali. I've been locked up in a prison cell in Bali. I've been chased down the road by a man with a machete.
What? Esther, what?
Yeah, I've had botched surgery, plastic surgery that I sued the doctor. What else has happened to me? Oh, I got bullied by an ex-employer and I sued him and I won. And so many things that I've done in my life.
You are such an interesting character. I had absolutely no idea just how
Yeah, shit's
wild your
happened.
life is. Oh
Shit's
my
happened, Jamie. The
goodness.
universe has given me experiences to say, hey, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. You tell me. Okay, I'll tell you. Here we go.
My goodness, when I told some people that I was going to be talking to you, it's like people were like, "Oh yeah, Vesna, yeah, I totally know her," and and going to be showing the age of some of my friends here, but they're like, "She's so much like that lady off Acropolis now."
Oh.
It's like that's the impression. That's it. That's what was left, and I'm like, okay,
Oh, wow. Well, I
that
hope
was
there's
said in a
more of
loving
an
way.
impression now, a better one.
There are so many more layers that we could dive into. My goodness, I really
Yeah,
appreciate you taking the time to have a chat with
that's
me today.
okay.
And look, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing what you do next. And I think we should catch up again because my goodness, there's so much more to unpack here.
There
There are so
is.
many stories.
There
My
is.
goodness, your life is just one of the wildest that I've ever heard of. Like,
Really?
yes,
Wow.
like Chappelle Corby gets locked up once and she's famous forever. You're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I got locked up in Bali.
Yeah.
Bought a haunted,
Yeah.
purchased a haunted
A
building.
haunted
Had a guy
business.
chase me with a machete. Like, just
Yep.
wow,
Did
that's
that. Did that. And look, if I sit down and just remember, I'm sure I've got other things to tell you.
my goodness. Vesna,
I've
thanks.
lived.
You have lived a full life, and I hope that I get to talk to you again soon. I'm not losing contact with you anytime soon because you're a
Anytime, girl. If you want to
fascinating
tee up another
character.
time, anytime.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, and best of luck with your channel and with helping people through their psychological trauma because there's so much trauma in the world, and
Yeah.
people desperately need the kind of guidance and I don't want to say coaching, but coaching that you offer and your
Yeah.
viewpoint.
I think also too, Jamie, what I have found on the online space, there are so many mental health coaches. What I didn't like when I listened to mental health coaches, they all come in with, hi guys, I just wanted to come online and, talk about, we don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear, what do I need to do to get past this? I want to hear, like, have you been through that shit? Have you overcome it? I want to hear your story. And this is why I share a lot of my stories, because I want to show people that healing is possible if you do the work. And this is why I present in such a, if you want to say, raw way. I don't just come online and go, hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about, that's not me.
I went through your channel and you are not gentle. You are
No,
like, you know what? If you're doing this and this thing keeps happening to you, you're lazy. You're not putting in the work. And
but it's
I
truth.
felt called out. And and it made me stop and go, wow, actually maybe I should take a bit more responsibility for my issues.
It's
Damn it.
true, Jamie, though, because
Yeah.
we all want to be gentle around issues. We don't have time, dude. People think they've got time. I'm nearly 50. I was 25 just 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And we don't have the time that we think we have. So let's cut all the bullshit out first and let's get straight to it. And that's what I'm about. I get straight to it. But with my coaching, when you do sign up, I don't just bang, bang, bang. I'm very compassionate, but then I like to move on very quickly. I will acknowledge your pain and your trauma and all of it, but I will not allow you to stay stuck in it. I will pull you out. If you want to go back, I'll pull you out again. I don't allow you to stay stuck.
That is so valuable. And
Yeah,
I appreciate that you would actually mollycoddle me a little bit, and as a client, and acknowledge that I've been through some stuff, and
absolutely.
but then quickly move on and go, well, let's do something about it.
Absolutely.
I think that that's good. And there's and even someone who's not signing up as a client, just the channel itself has got so much good info for anyone that's been through some crap. It is so valuable, and I suggest that you go and have a look at it.
I think so too.
Vesna, thanks so much. You have a lovely day,
Thank you,
and
my love.
thanks again for having a chat.
You're welcome.
Bye.
See ya.